All right, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, baby.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. I am Reggio.
And I am Mimi the lady.
And what a lovely lady she is.
Bum chicka wow wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. We got a doozy of a show, y'all, because today we're going to talk about whether or not voting is even feasible for us. Because we have an election cycle coming up, and it's a lot of things we have to talk about on that particular election cycle. Because we have some politicians out here, to me, that are not very political. One of them is a flat-out white supremacist fascist. You know it, and we all know it. I ain't even got to say his name, Ron DeSantis. But anyway, what do you think, babe?
I was going to say which one. Because there's more than one.
Yeah, you're right. There is.
It's just different forms of it.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
More than one.
No, you're right. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. There's no lie in that. I promise that. But at any rate, that's the question today, people. So we should have a really good conversation. And I normally have a good conversation with my lovely co-host anyway, but that goes without saying. Hell, we're married.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the music cracking since I'm thinking about it. Something with a little bounce to it.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Of course. For those of you who don't know, I am in the process of compiling a features album. Hopefully we'll get that recorded here, and I'll let everybody know when it's going to be released. So we got a few artists going to be on it. One of which is one of my partners, Lil Rod. He's going to be on it. He's going to do 3 tracks on it for me. So it should be pretty hot. So he's already got the music. Hopefully he's writing some funk for it. So, and I'm still contemplating knocking the rust off my microphone and getting on it myself. I don't know. Haven't recorded in about 20-something years. But, you know, from what I've heard, it's like riding a bike. You never forget how to do it. But we'll find out. Anyway, how's your
Did
week?
my invitation get lost in the mail or something?
Not at all, baby. You're going to be on it too.
Well, I need to know these things so I can get my lyrics together.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, babe, how was your week?
My week was amazing, as always. Work. It was month end, so it was hell.
Of course.
But I fought through.
Yeah, she fall through, man.
Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I persevered. That's the duties of an accountant, you know. But other than that, life is good. Life is blessed. Went to church today. Had a good time at church. Had a decent lunch. Got blessed at lunch. So it was all good. Everything's been good.
Definitely that.
How was your week?
Well, bugging you, that's about it.
Yeah. Yep. Come on June 12th. Nah, seriously, you don't bug me. Not much. But no, other than that, it's been good. It's kind of emotional like last month because it's Father's Day is on the horizon.
Oh man, yeah.
But it comes with the territory, you know.
You know what? I told you the story about me and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I didn't really develop a relationship to him till I was in my mid-30s.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you this, and if he was alive, he would tell you too. Ever since we started developing our relationship, I call him every Father's Day.
I just want to say it's never too late.
Of course not, man.
Never too
Of course
late.
not. Of course not. I'm not knocking that. So, but anyway, yeah, I call him every Father's Day, man. Say, hey, Pops, happy Father's Day, man. Yeah, and he'd appreciate that. So
more than you will ever know.
Exactly, I know he did, man, because he told me that, man. He told me that. So, you know, it is what it is.
You know, some people can get over the past and make a new.
I mean,
some people can't, and that's the part I guess I have a hard time dealing with. I guess I haven't really been in that predicament,
right?
Especially with the parent,
right?
You know, but it is what it is. We still have to show that respect, give that respect.
Of course, man.
Because back then it was a totally different way of living.
Of course, I mean,
Judgment.
I'm not knocking it. Right, I'm not knocking it. I mean,
life, living, you know.
I mean, I could have been bitter. I really
Yeah.
could have been, but what was the point?
These kids these days, they cut you off.
They would cut you
They be
completely
like, I'm
off.
done. I'd be like, okay.
Okay, man, I reached out to you, but
You don't want a card or nothing. I'm like, all right.
all right then. Cool.
And you can't fault them further. That's their.
No, you
that's
can't.
Their,
I mean, that's
But
just-
I hope they know. Now they might feel like they don't need them.
Right.
But when you get older,
Let me just say this real quick. Even though my biological father was never in my life, I'm not going to knock him for that. I'm really
all.
not. But what's the point? I had some really good male role models in my life,
Absolutely.
man. So I'm not really worried about that too bad. I turned out all right.
absolutely.
I don't have a jail record. I don't have babies scattered all over the place.
You know how to be some mans.
Exactly. So it ain't.
It kind of bothering out here, man. So I really didn't have no male figure in my life. You had some male figure.
There was somebody in your life you could have went
I'm
to.
not gonna knock and say you didn't. If you did, you did. But I'm pretty sure it was somebody you either saw on TV.
Yeah, I mean,
in
you
the
can model yourself
movies,
after that person. So
Bruce Lee,
somebody, anybody, man.
you know.
So I had several role
'Cause I
models
know
to look
all
at.
y'all woke up on Saturday morning looking at Bruce Lee.
Hell yeah, I know I did. Copy them. Hell, I taught kung fu for years. So, but anyway,
But what I was saying, they might think they might not need them now when they're young. When they get about my age, if you could, just pick up the phone and call them.
it's not going to hurt, man.
God,
it's not
man.
going to hurt to call your pops and say, "Hey, pops, how you doing?" Because I did. Even I'm not going to put all the business out there. Even if somebody didn't like the fact that I was calling his house every day, well, not every day, but at least once or twice a week. He appreciated my phone calls because we would sit up and we would talk for hours. Just me and him just talking about a little bit of everything. But it's always good to know who you are, because I don't care who you are. D.L. Hughley said this a long time ago. He said, "I don't care who you are, you won't know where you came from."
That's right.
And that's the absolute truth. And so I wanted to know where I came from.
Absolutely.
And so me talking to him, he's the best source of that information. So I found out a lot about my family on that side of the fence.
Right.
So up until he passed away, man, like I said, it is what it is.
Yeah. But other than that, super good week. Looking forward to this week.
Exactly.
Come on, Friday. Talking about living for the weekend.
Living for the weekend. That was a OJ song, wasn't it? I love that song. I like how it started out. Come on now. It's Friday.
Baby, that's my
Thank
song.
God it's Friday.
My
And I
daddy-
just got paid.
Speaking of
Come
my
on,
dad,
man.
my daddy used to love the OJs. And baby, on Friday he had a gremlin too.
Oh, man.
Orange gremlin.
Oh, Pops had a
We
gremlin.
can tell when he would come down there. Here come daddy. Cause baby, he be blasting that little song at that little gremlin.
Oh,
And
no.
he just got paid. He done stopped at the store and gonna bring us some chips. Ooh,
Come on now. Uh-oh.
some chips and some blow pops. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. I forgot to put the splash screen. Oh, there it goes. But, yeah. Those are some good times, man. We could talk about that all day. That would be a show within itself.
Absolutely.
So, just thinking about reminiscing about the old days back then. But, anyway. Good. We should have a pretty good show today, man.
It's
And-
going to be interesting. 'Cause
Definitely.
I think everybody has. I know you have your opinion of voting.
Right.
I have my opinion about voting.
Right.
So it's going to be some yin and some yang.
Of course, man. That's what the
oil
show is
and
all
some
about.
water.
Exactly. That's what the show is all about.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't have to agree with everything you say and vice versa. That's just the way it works. So,
Yep.
and that's how we get along, y'all. Even if I am right most of the time.
There go that oil. There go that oil.
But the fact of the matter is, man, I've said this on this show several times. I love this woman sitting across from me. We get along great. I mean, we have our little mishaps every so often, but that's what being married and being in a relationship here
If
is
we
all
were getting
about.
along extremely well, I'll be paranoid.
Exactly,
Because
something's wrong.
nothing is nothing.
Nothing is
No.
perfect. Nothing is perfect.
Nothing. No.
No.
I wouldn't even want it.
Oh,
and now that's coming from my heart. Love you tremendously.
Right.
But if we was getting along or not having a little space, I'd be like,
Something wrong. Yeah. Yeah, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Be walking around looking like The Rock
But that one eyebrow.
with the eyebrow. You don't want that.
Of course not. Let's go and get these books out. Books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
The one that I just recently came into contact with, I got it on my Kindle. It's called The Power of the Black Vote and Government Tactics to Block It, written by Jojo Varlak Hicks. Man, what can I say about this book? The title says it all. Because, because we both know for a fact, if you've been looking at the news within the past, 2.5, 3 years, babe, you know that there are certain states that are trying to block the black vote.
Absolutely.
I mean, Georgia.
The black everything, really.
Well, yeah.
The black experience.
Yeah, basically. But, Georgia had it real bad, if you remember that. And I gotta, I'm not really a fan of hers, but shout out to Stacey Abrams for getting that, rectified and whatnot. Because
write this down in history. You gave a shout out to my girl.
Yeah.
Yes. She doing some good things.
Yeah, I'm not knocking
the locomotion is coming.
I'm not going to knock her all the way, but because we already know she's a tool of the Democratic Party. I mean, that's a given.
But she gets some stuff done too.
But I can honestly say this, man. When the Democratic Party said we need them votes out there in Georgia, and we want you to get the niggas out there and vote, and she did just that. So she did exactly what her white paymasters told her to do.
Oh, no.
But anyway,
just had to take it there.
I just had to take it there. I'm sorry. I'm just telling the truth.
Why we just couldn't give her cookies?
I'm just telling the truth.
Move on.
I'm just telling the truth. I gave her props.
Lord.
I give credit where credit is due. I always have. So but anyway.
She's a go-getter.
But anyway,
she's
yeah.
A go-getter.
That's pretty much what this book is all about.
She has my vote.
Whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
But anyway, this book right here talks about how the government is trying their best to undermine the black vote. Now, we're going to get deeper into this later on in the show. But there's a lot I can say about this right here. But definitely check that book out. It's a good read. Next book I got is called Blackballed, The Black Vote and U.S. Democracy, written by Daryl Pickney. This book pretty much talks about how the black vote can sway an election either for you or against you. I mean, Malcolm X said that years and years ago in his speech, The Ballot or the Bullet. I mean, he was basically saying that however we vote, that's who pretty much gets a seat in the White House. And he's absolutely correct. The road to the White House lies within the black vote. It comes through us, plain and simple. So, check that book out, y'all. You won't be disappointed. Last and not least, The Black Cabinet, The Untold Story of African Americans and Politics During the Age of Roosevelt by Jill Watts. This basically just gives you like a historical account of black cabinet members, because there was an influx of people in the cabinet, black people I should say, around about the time of FDR. And there have been more and more black people getting into politics. And I'm just going to be real with y'all. They've done absolutely nothing. They're about as useless as my grandfather would say, a set of tits on a frog.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, man. I'm just being honest. So, but anyway. Those are my 3 books. Got a bold word. Let me just say this real quick. This is my favorite section of this show because A, my wife came up with it. And B, she has come up with some pretty enlightening stuff. It's called Bold Words from a Black Woman. Go ahead. What you got, babe?
Today's bold word of a black woman is going to be a piggyback for a woman and a man.
Okay.
This day in Black History, June 4th, 1972, Angela Davis was acquitted on charges of conspiracy, murder, and kidnapping by an all-white jury.
Damn, that's a new one.
On June 4th, 1972, Black Power movement icon, American activist, and scholar Angela Davis was acquitted by an all-white jury in San Jose, California. She had been indicted in aiding a deadly courtroom shootout on August 7th that led 4 dead, including Superior Court Judge Haley. Davis was supposed to be supporting of the brother Jonathan Jackson, his name was George Jackson.
Right.
But she had nothing to do with that. So on this day in history, she was supposed to serve a long sentence for that. But she was acquitted by an all-white jury.
And for those of you who don't know who George Jackson was, he was the leader of the Black Guerrilla family.
The Black Radical. The Black, what you say?
The Black Guerrilla family.
Okay. That's true. So, shout out to her. And she's still doing her thing. I saw her on the platform the other day.
Yeah.
Something happened. I think when the little 11-year-old who got shot.
Yeah.
I saw her speaking out on that.
Yeah, we talked about that last
And
week.
then also Raphael, we're gonna speak on Raphael's too. When the young man who went to the wrong door.
Yes.
I saw her speak out. I saw Angela Davis on that too. So shout out to
Yes.
Angela Davis. So that's my female version. Now here's my male version.
Okay.
Also on this day, June 4th, 1967, Muhammad Ali and a group of leading African American athletes held a press conference in Cleveland after Ali announced he was refusing to serve the U.S. military in Vietnam. Yeah, I mean, you can see some of the pictures. The young man who just passed, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. That was one of his
Jim
best.
Brown
That was one
was
of
in
Ali's
there.
best friends.
It was a lot of. If you look at the picture, it's very inspiring to see. I was trying to figure if I can find all the names of the people who was in there.
I think Dick Gregory was there too, wasn't he?
I see John Lewis is in here. Dick Gregory. I see Sidney Poitier.
That's one of his friends.
I don't see Dick Gregory.
I thought Dick Gregory was in there was in there with him. I'm sure Dick, because I knew that him and Dick Gregory were pretty close.
But I was just like in awe. I'm like, wow, I did not know that. I didn't know they was trying to. That he refused to go.
Oh,
But
yeah, he
I
refused
thought
to
when
drive.
you refused to go, they put you in jail.
They did. He was in jail for a while.
Oh, he did go to jail.
Yeah, he did go to jail.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah,
So I
they
thought
put
that
him in
was-
jail. They made an example out of him.
I thought that was pertinent to bring up today. Here we go. Here's the list: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Oh, one of his friends.
Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Carl Stokes. There was some of the athletes, prominent athletes. That was up there with him. I thought that was so profound. So I just want to touch on that for this day in history. Muhammad Ali refused to go to Vietnam, and Angela Davis was acquitted.
Yeah, Ali. To piggyback off of that story, man, Ali had said flat out when they were interviewing Ali, he said, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong because the Viet Cong never called me nigga."
Wow.
And on top of that, he also said, "Why should I go across the world to fight other dark people when I've got to fight right here in the United States for my own people?" Now, that's the main reason why Ali has always been one of my heroes. I mean, like him or love him, man. He was a profound, really, really good cat. And before they had a falling out, he was really close friends with Malcolm X. So there's a whole lot more to Ali.
I hate to say it, but I learned that from the movie.
Hey, a lot of people didn't know that.
From the movie, but yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that. So, they didn't learn that till the movie came out. So
I know I didn't. And then especially looking at Godfather of Harlem.
Oh yeah.
Really, it dug deep and kind of put in perspective to see it play out.
Right.
So yeah, honoring those two really prolific Black Americans that stood the test of time and stood strong in their convictions and overcame. They
Of course.
overcame. So shout out to them. Ready for these good old current events?
You got some doozies, I know.
Yeah.
What you got, babe?
Well, let's start with this one, which I think is just asinine.
Okay.
This is the one that you sent me because, everybody loves them a good old Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
And so the former Chick-fil-A boss, Dan Cathy, suggests white people shine black people's shoes in a resurfaced video from 2020. I don't know if I want to clap on that or not because it's kind of like...
Well, he meant it metaphorically, but
he actually did it.
Yeah, he actually did it.
To Lecrae is a gospel artist.
Yeah, he did it he did to prove a point, but he actually meant that metaphorically. So, I mean, I don't have any issues with him and his statement. Only thing I was saying is that people are taking that to with a literal perspective, and he didn't mean it literally. He meant it metaphorically.
Well, he did say that we need to stop. Well, he was saying that white people need to be ashamed of racism,
and that's why he meant that.
That's why he said we should. I don't care if they have on tennis shoes, sandals, whatever. We should get down and do their shoes. Now that happened in 2020.
Right.
Now this story has resurfaced now
in 2023.
In 2023, because people are having a hard time understanding why Chick-fil-A hired. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and say it.
They have hired Eric McReynolds as a DEI. Do you know what DEI means?
No. What does it mean?
He's going to talk about what they can do with black people. So it's called Diversity. They were open on Sunday.
Right.
They had real strange feeling toward a lot of the Christian attitude.
Right.
Gay rights,
right,
abortion,
right,
and now suddenly here they have kind of pulled back on supporting those kind of clauses. Now I know they are still closed on Sunday, but I don't think they're giving too many donations to like the gay rights and to abortion and stuff like that. So now that they're getting all this rhetoric from the conservative, they've hired, like I said, his name is Eric McReynolds. He's going to be the VP of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Right.
Even though this was back in 2021, they hired him. I haven't heard anything about this. Has this came about? Has he brought anything to make Chick-fil-A look better? Where is this backlash coming from? This story had to come back and resurface now. I don't get what was the resurface for?
It's a smear campaign, basically.
Not this election season.
Right. It's a smear campaign. If I made no mistake, he's a devout Republican. I think. I might be wrong on that point. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think he's a Republican.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about his political stance.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read this statement that when this story came out, it was. I'm gonna shout out the young man's name. It was on. I want to say at Twitter. His name is Samuel Say, S-E-Y. He said, any white person who shines a black person's shoes because they're supposedly ashamed of racism should be ashamed of themselves. And any black man who allows an older white man to shine his shoes because of racism should be even more ashamed of himself. What do you think about that?
Well, here's the deal about that. Again, the CEO of Chick-fil-A, he meant that in a metaphorical sense. He didn't mean that literally. So if you think that he meant that literally, you're an idiot. That's all I got to say about that. So, because to be honest with you, I don't want anybody invading my personal space like that anyway. I really don't.
True.
So don't shine my shoes. Don't worry about me. I tell you what you do. You want my approval? Go to some of these reparations hearings and voice your opinion on reparations and say, hey, these people need reparations. That's what you can do for me. I could care less about the shoe shine. You can stick that up your ass. I don't care about that. You know, don't shine my shoes. Get up there and fight the fight with us. I mean, I'm not, I don't give a damn about no shoe shine. Nah, I don't want you invading my personal space anyway.
I don't know. I mean, this came after the reason why this happened back in 2020 because it was right around the time that George Floyd,
right,
the whole thing with George Floyd happened. 3 of the Chick-fil-A restaurants had gotten vandalized.
Really?
And then this Caucasian man, I'm just gonna call him, what he is.
That's what he is.
He went on this platform with other black leaders and rappers and heads of state in Atlanta, and I guess it's like a diversity forum, and he made this statement. I'm like, I guess I just don't get it. What was he trying? Even like you said, he was like, it was a metaphor. Okay, I get that, but why shine shoes? Because I don't know everybody in the world, but I really don't see too many white shoe shines. Not back then, anyway.
Well, see, again, that's why I said it was a metaphor.
So he said, since black men used to shine white people's shoes,
it should be the other way around. Exactly, in metaphorically speaking, right?
Okay, and that's the best we can do is shine each other's shoes.
Well, again, that was a metaphor. I mean, basically what he was saying, metaphorically, was that that white people should not hold slavery and just say, hey, forget about it, get over it, blah blah blah, you ain't never been a slave and all that crap. Because to be honest with you, I'm not Jewish, but they keep on holding the Holocaust over my head.
Okay.
So, I mean, and that's pretty much what he was saying, is that, have some kind of sympathy and have some kind of a
he
feeling.
did say he felt like white people be like, when stuff happened, like when the 3 restaurants got vandalized,
Right.
black people just started assuming automatically it was African Americans.
Right.
And he did say that, instead of white people pointing fingers, at the criminal effort, that came about, people were hurting. They was upset about what happened to George Floyd, of course. But from what I've seen on the news, I've seen a lot of other races vandalizing in the streets doing rhetoric.
That's usually how it
too.
works. So,
I can see what he's saying, instead of them pointing from like, yeah, see what they're doing? They're turning up their own neighborhood. Like they always say, they always turn up their own neighborhood. I see what he's doing, but I guess with the act of actually getting up out your chair,
right.
walking over to Lecrae, bending down, acting like, would he pull out a brush? For some reason, he had a brush in his hand.
Right.
And he was actually, I'm like,
well,
is that a little too much? Is that stage? What is it?
I think it was stage. I think that they talked about it before that happened. But like I said, I think he was speaking metaphorically, and people just took it that he meant it literally. No,
like I said, I don't even know why this came back up now.
I don't want nobody shining my damn shoes. Like, leave my shoes alone. You invaded my personal space. Like I said.
Yeah. So with that, I'm still.
And I know for a fact you don't want nobody else touching your feet.
No,
Exactly.
I'm very foot sensitive, but no, because at first my first thought would be,
what the hell wrong with you?
Well, I was gonna say the F word. What the is wrong with you? Why are you touching me? First of all,
exactly. You invade my personal space.
Why are you touching my feet with the brush?
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
Everybody
You're invading
know
my personal
I love
space.
my shoes.
Yeah.
Why are you touching my shoes?
And that's what I'm getting at right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, if he would have explained to me why, but at first I probably would have took a little of an offense to it initially.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
So he didn't mean it literally. He meant it metaphorically. So that's why people need to get a break.
Okay. Well, I get it, but I just don't understand why it's coming back up now, because they hired they hired this man back in 2021.
I don't know why.
I tell you, them conservatives, when they get behind something, they stick it.
Man,
many years later, they
don't
still
care.
stick it.
They'll bring it back.
Remember back in 2021?
Exactly.
Baby, we in 2023. Come join us, please. Moving on.
What else you got?
Here we go in old Texas.
Oh, no, not Texas.
Quote unquote, something has to be done.
Okay.
Concerned Texas mom says 13-year-old son's been taunted with racial text threats for months, and school district had done nothing. This is in Friendswood, Texas. This is closer down to Houston.
Okay.
She said, he reported nothing has been done. And if anybody know Friendswood, I used to hit old I-45 many days. And Friendswood is a predominantly white area. Let's just keep it 100.
Why is that not a surprise to me?
It's a predominantly white area. I think like maybe 83% are white people.
Why am I not surprised?
Here it is. 83% are predominantly white. 3.4% are black, and 5.6% are mixed race. You didn't hear me say no Mexicans, Hispanics, Chinese, or anything.
Somebody riding that soul pole.
And this young man he's of mixed race.
Of course.
But the one that got me is they took a picture of some of the text. And I don't understand what this means. It says it's, and then it had to scribble out, you littler niglet.
You can tell they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And I don't know if they were trying to call him a little nigga.
That's exactly, no.
Or a little, I don't know. The Littler.
They're trying to say little.
Niglet.
Niglet.
Go pick my cotton.
Yeah.
Monkey. Monke. First of all, if this is a high school, somebody needs to go back to English.
Can you say cooked
vocabulary, spelling. I mean, I know these kids short words and abbreviate all that mess.
all the time, man.
But this is ridiculous. I understand the mom, and what I was so confused about that some of the comments that people made. This is a serious situation.
Yeah, it really is,
so
man.
Some of the people saying you should have immediately remove your son from the school.
For what?
You should probably relocate. Follow lawsuit. No one, and I mean no one, should have to live with that kind of stress. I know it's not as simple as that, but his life, his self-esteem, his well-being is at risk.
How come the school just can't do something about this
Exactly.
shit? I mean, that's just my question.
If he found a protocol, he even stated in here, and it was another one too, where he said they give you more punishment when you come to school with a vape pen. And they didn't do anything, but Friendswood stood behind their students. They said, we do not have any racist kids in our school.
Obviously
it's
you do.
just kids being kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how often do y'all call each other monkeys up there?
That's a good question.
And nigglets.
That's a
is
good
that
question.
like a natural word in the school?
That's a good question.
They tell me we don't have no racism in our school. Our kids just being kids.
Obviously you do, because that was said.
I don't get it. And they say he was bullied too, so why are y'all bullying him?
That's another good question. So something has to give, people.
Here's another comment. It said, it is obviously this predominantly white community chooses to turn a blind eye to what is happening to your son.
That's exactly what's
I would
going
not
on.
risk his mental health and safety in this community. I agree with the other posts. Sue them. People always say sue, but I mean, yeah, then here's another one. He just seems so insane. He said, oh, Lord, I see a lawsuit coming on.
Yeah.
And then another one said, where did they learn this behavior? Where do you think?
From the parents.
I mean,
that's my whole deal right there.
That's the first.
You know where they got it from.
First thing popped up in my mind.
Yeah.
Because their children.
If their children are talking like this to another person, you know they learned it from their parents. They heard their parents talking like that. So that's where they got it from. Children. Right. How do children learn, babe? They learn by doing what? Mimicking adults, correct?
I would say what they see or what they hear.
Exactly. They copy what they see and hear. So they learned it from somewhere. That's all I got to say about that.
You see, the reason why I said there was another story that was in my list. Here's another one. This was in Kansas. And this is that the principal, he resigned after black student who received piece of copper with the N-word engraved on it. Yeah, so you mean to tell me he had took a class where they make jewelry and what do you call that stuff? Metal. That he took up a metal and jewelry class. Yeah, metal shop class. And one of his friends gave him a piece of carpet that had the N-word engraved in it. So y'all using school property now to do this? And so he went and told the principal, the principal didn't do. So he went to the vice president. The vice president was the one who decided to do something about it.
Right.
And here's another school said, no, we don't have students like that.
Bullshit.
That is unheard of. That is, I'm like, wow. Why? Okay.
Wow.
That's one of them people like, I know my mom, me and Angela's my sister. We were just talking about this other day. When people will come and talk about their kids, my mom never, not mine. You not type of mom like, well, I'll see when I see it. It won't. She'll say something. It won't put her past. It's not like we were bad kids or anything.
Right.
But she just in this whole us like, my kids know better. My mom did not do that.
Mine either.
And this is what this sound like. Like this is one of these people to be like, not our kids. Our kids will do this. So you think this boy is simply lying? And he got a piece of evidence in his hand. They got the big old N-word spelled out on it. Did he do it himself? What they probably gonna say he did.
Yeah, they could say that too.
They could say he did.
Yeah, they could say that he did that to himself. I don't see why a person would do something like that to themselves. I mean, unless he's really looking for some attention. But I really can't see him doing that. I really can't see that happening. So you're missing with that bullshit. So, and I'm like you. I hate it when I hear a parent or a guardian say, "Oh no, not my child, not my this, not my that."
Right.
Because you don't know what your child is doing or saying when you're not around.
That's right.
And that's why my mom never said, no, not my son. My mother would never say that because she don't know what I do behind her back.
With her, because I ain't trying to put myself on Front Street, but I would have on a nice little long pretty skirt when I left in the morning for school. By the time I got to school, I had a whole different outfit.
See, there you go.
Messed up, went home with it on, thinking my mom went home. She done got out work early. I'm like, what you doing here? What you doing here? She like, what is the you got on? You did not leave that. I was like,
I couldn't think of nothing.
Busted.
So
don't say what your kids want to do when you're
exactly
not around.
my point. You just proved my point right there. You just proved my point right there. My mother didn't find out till I got to be a full-grown adult that me and my friend Kwame rode our bikes all over Oklahoma City.
Me too. That's when I went to my first trip to Galveston. I said, well, I don't feel like going to school today. You know, we had the three-way back then. How much money you got? How much money you got? Well, as long as we can get the tank filled out, we can roll to Galveston.
See, there you go.
My dad started crying like that. What you crying? He like, when did you do that? And he just started thinking about like something could have happened.
Something could have happened to you, yeah.
And back then I was like 14, 15 years old. You know, I've been having a car forever.
My mom told me.
He was like, I can't believe you did that.
My mama told me. I told my mom that. My mom and my stepfather. I told both of them that. I said, you know, man, me and Kwame went all over Oklahoma City, you know, on them bikes. We put some miles on our bikes.
You tell them not to loot. Don't leave this yard. Then we get a little bit older. Don't leave this street.
Yeah.
We done went all the way around the block,
exactly.
up the block,
we
down the street. Downtown,
we was all the way on the south side. Now see, at that time we lived on northeast. We lived on the east side of Oklahoma City, and we were all the way on the south side of Oklahoma City. Man, come on, we was all over the place. We put some miles on them bikes.
So you don't know what your child will do.
Exactly. So, and I didn't tell my mom that. I didn't tell my mother, my stepfather that. I was like well into my late 20s,
and I really
early 30s.
didn't tell I got busted by my sister.
Oh shit!
For her big mouth.
Would have known I would have whooped your
That's
ass.
what he told me. He said, I would have took that car from you. I was like, well, it's too late now. Okay, let's move on. But yeah, that's don't never say what your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Do, so.
You never say what your
I just hope
children will do.
Both these cases, Texas and Kansas, the best solution is found for both of them. Because like I said, leave these babies alone.
I agree with you on that.
Even though it is other babies who are doing it to the babies.
Exactly.
Y'all need to start taking account that some of these babies are just not right in the head, and they might have that rhetoric in them that they feel like they have to be superior over another race or how you say the word? Ethnicity, how you say it, or either a female dominating a male or male dominating a male, whatever gender. You know, you just don't know. So never say what your child won't do.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now this one right here, I don't understand this one, but I feel in my heart a certain kind of way. But let me read the story. Quote unquote, water or life. South Carolina convenience store owner chased and gunned down black 14-year-old boy falsely accused of stealing bottled water. Yeah. A 14-year-old black boy is dead after being shot in the back by the owner of a Shell gas station in Columbia, South Carolina. Cyrus Carmack Belton was killed by 58-year-old Rick Chow,
Asian,
after being falsely accused of stealing bottled water. After the surveillance cameras was shown, it showed because Chow said he shot the young man because his son said that he had a gun, he had a weapon. But after the surveillance cameras showed that yes, he did pull 4 bottles out the freezer, but he put them back. And then he decided to leave the store. Pretty sure because Sarah probably was talking to him like he was crazy, or probably following him around the store.
Yep.
And so by him leaving out, they thought he took the water and shot him in the back. First of all, that's a coward. And secondly, the reason why I'm having a hard time with this story, because he's child. When they interviewed him, he acted like he didn't have no sense of knowing what he did.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't speak any English. He had to get a translator.
That's bullshit.
And I think with this new law that they have for them, he probably gonna get off. And I hate to say that.
Here's the deal.
Either he gonna get off, or they're not gonna give him that much time.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick.
He assumed he had taken the water.
You didn't. Well, see, here's the thing about Mr. Chow. This ain't his first brush with the law. It really isn't. He's had several incidents of him jumping on people inside of his store. Okay, so this ain't the first time.
Now, my question to you is this all people of color?
Yep.
Should have known.
Every single last one of them. What, the music? Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that story. Not at all.
Yeah, this ain't his first brush. I mean, he's had several incidents where he was, kicking people in the ass and stuff like that. So this ain't nothing new.
Then why get up there when they, interviewed you like you just so like,
Here's the deal. Here's the thing with that. Now, ever since that Asian hate crime bill was passed,
that's what I'm thinking. That's gonna get them all.
And they passed that because they were saying that black people perpetuate Asian hate. Now, and we talked about this I think it was about a year or two ago when we talked about the whole Asian hate thing. And we were talking to Marvin and Leslie. We were saying, just us talking in general conversation, we have never ever had anything negative to say about an Asian. Not in general conversation, but they've always had something negative to say about us. All right. Now I can pretty much guarantee you that store, the Asian store, is in a black neighborhood. I can promise you that.
Okay, you're right, because I see right here it says Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
They said that Asian American had a history of anti-blackness,
See?
exploiting black neighborhoods, policing black bodies, and appropriating black culture.
See?
This is the part that got me, that hurt my feelings. They said Cyrus, the young man who was running, he tripped and fell while he was being chased by Chow and his son. Once he fell,
that's when they shot him.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on! I didn't know that part.
Well, they said this is when Chow's son reportedly told his father Cyrus had a gun, and a few moments later, Chow shot Cyrus. Chow did turn himself into the authority and was charged with murder. So I'm thinking, if he hadn't really been charged anything serious from these previous incidents, he's probably thinking he's gonna get off of this one too, because of his descent, and he probably know how to beat the system or something. I don't know. Kind of like, if y'all got a record of him doing these other things, what makes you think that he shouldn't be guilty or found held accountable for what he did to?
I think he should be held accountable for what he did, because like that right there was flat out murder. You didn't see a gun, you just heard somebody say he has a gun, and pow. You're gonna put a hot one in a boy that was down on the ground in the first damn place. Like a little,
like,
if he's out of your store,
shoot you in the back.
If he's out of your store and you recover whatever items you claim or claim to steal, why would you even do that?
He never took them.
He never took them in the first place.
Never took
Now see, this is my whole deal right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say, let me turn the music down real quick. I just want to say this real quick to all my brothers and sisters out there that's going to listen to this podcast. Do not patronize Asian-owned businesses in the black neighborhood. That will cut that bullshit out quick, fast, and in a hurry, because we're their financial base. People don't understand that. During the 70s, when they started bringing a whole bunch of those kung fu flicks into the United States, what neighborhoods did they put them there? But they put those movies in black neighborhoods. Plain and simple. And Bruce Lee will acknowledge that. He said, "I wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for the black man." He said that on several occasions. And most of these Chinese stars from way back in the day, they owe their stardom to us, because we were the ones that were mimicking them.
Well, I want to read one of the comments that I found that pretty much sums it up. Shout out to Miss Brenda Perry.
Yeah.
She said, black people cannot have businesses in our own neighborhood, yet Asians and others can.
Come on, say that again.
Black people cannot have businesses in our own neighborhoods, yet Asians and others can. They look at us with distrust and dislike, all the while charging outrageous prices and treating us with disrespect. Also, if you are not careful, they will overcharge you. This is yet another example of the disregard that our black community deals with on a daily basis by Asian store owners.
Oh man, come on!
That sums it up.
That sums it up all the damn. Oh, come on, all to be damned.
Yeah.
And on top of that, some of the shit they be selling is old as hell.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, stale ass candy.
That's true.
Come on, man. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, come on now. If there's an Asian store in your neighborhood, I don't give a damn if it's a nail shop, if it's a hair weave joint. Sisters, come on now. Come on, sisters.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of business it is. Do not patronize those neighborhoods until they get some goddamn act right. Plain and simple.
Like I said, anybody who shoots someone in their back, I don't care what color you are, that's a coward. And then to know that this young man, you just assumed that he took the water and then just listened to your son. It's two of y'all. It's one of him. He failed.
He's on the ground.
One of y'all could have held him down and said, hey, give us back the water. You did not have to shoot him at all.
And the sad part about it is they found, oh, he didn't steal the water. I just killed somebody, and I just killed an innocent person.
Sad. I don't know. And to piggyback off that story, of course, by now we've done this story several times on the show now,
right?
About the Kansas man who shot the young man Ralph Yorl in the back.
Yeah.
Well, he shot him in the front. I'm sorry, not in the back. He shot the young man for ringing on his doorbell when he went to go pick up his brother.
Yeah.
Brother, as he rung on the wrong door.
Right.
But this man is looking to have his case sealed to stop harassment and to secure a fair trial. Why should you get fair anything? This baby have to deal with this damage for the rest of his life. So how fair is that?
That's not fair at all.
His attorney said that he would like to have a fair trial because since this shooting on April 13th, people have been harassing him, vandalizing his home, and created the need for him to relocate several times, as well as his wife to move to a new nursing home.
That's all I got to say about that.
All I got to say about that is, and you are saying what? I mean,
you killed an innocent
person.
That
goes with the territory when you shoot up. Now he's alive, but he shot a young man. Well, he was tall.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
And I didn't know, and it was 9:00 at night, and I didn't know what he want to do. So anybody come to your door at 9:00 at night, you just up and shoot them?
Here's the deal with that. This is the one where his grandson outed him, right? Talking about how racist he was. Well, see, there you go, right there. Your own grandchild outed you and said, "Hey, Grandpops was racist. It's always been a racist."
What gets me about, like I said before on this story, what gets me about this story? He has pled not guilty. How are you pleading not guilty, sir? Who shot him then?
Did he shoot himself?
You just said your wife is in a nursing home. So who else was there to shoot this young man? Okay, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
Get it together, man. Get it together. Face to face. Yeah, I know you're old. I think he's like 84, 85 years old. I know you're an older gentleman. You probably scared what they're going to do to you in jail. You probably thinking you're not going to last long. But every consequence
every action has a reaction.
Yeah, every action has a reaction. I'm sorry, sir, but you just got to deal with this according to the law.
I agree.
Because like I said, this young man probably going to have lifelong effects from what you did to him.
I made a mistake.
So how fair is that you get treated fairly, but he has to go through... We don't know what this young man, by the grace of God, he didn't die. Because most of them do perish, like the first story I just did.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I made a mistake when I first said that, y'all. The young man is not. He's very much alive.
Yeah.
But he is going to have lifelong effects because this is going to affect him something awful because of the fact that this should have never happened in the first place.
Right.
I mean, all you had to do is open the door and say, "I'm sorry, you got the wrong door," and point him in the right direction if you know where he's going. How difficult is that?
People just, I don't know. I know I use this word a lot on this platform. Where is your empathy?
Where's the humanity? That's a better question. Where is your humanity?
Even if you didn't know, like you said, he's 6
You didn't know
tall.
him. I mean, come on.
Even if he did like a grown man, you still shot him. Young man, grown man, baby, old man, you shot someone because they rung your doorbell looking for his brother.
Yeah.
Now, if this boy is trying to push you out the way, trying to get in your home,
I can understand. That's self-defense.
Protect your house.
Yeah. Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Yeah.
But if he just simply rung your doorbell and say, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my brother," and they're gonna try to lie. That's what's getting me. He tried to lie about it. And just luckily, some of the Ring cameras in the neighborhood actually saw what happened. Well, hopefully the courts at this point will do the right thing and be fair across the board. I don't think this man need anything fair. He needs to just get what he gets.
I think he needs to be punished to the full extent of the law. But
Absolutely.
I don't give a damn how old he is. But because he's an old white man, they'll probably give him a break.
They're harassing me, and
exactly.
I had to move several times, and I don't know.
That's not my problem. I mean,
you,
hold on. I got something for him.
Right.
Cry baby ass. Nobody care.
But who gonna move on is me. Moving on. Next story. Excuse me. Quote unquote. He thought he was untouchable. Now this story right here. Let me get it out first.
Come on. Get it out first.
White. I said white. New York man randomly snatches wig off black. I said black. Musician's head while she walked down the street and refuses to apologize. A lot of y'all don't know, but before I went natural, I frequent wigs. And I was cute in them too.
Yes, she was.
But I be damned if I'm walking down the street
and somebody snatch your shit
and
off
somebody snatched my wig off my head. First of all, we gotta pin him down, so I'm pretty sure he hurt her because I'm sure she pinned it down. Because I saw a video of her showing how he did it, and she said she always pinned her wigs down. Let me go ahead and break it down. A New York man was caught smirking in a viral video after an up-and-coming black musician and influencer claimed he violated her. Her name is Lizzie Ash. She shared on social media the outrage when she told her followers that she was assaulted by an unknown white male on Saturday evening. She explained that the white man snatched a green wig off her head and kept walking like nothing happened.
WTF?
Yeah. She then went to confront the man, but he appeared to be intoxicated and laughed at her in distress as if it was a joke. Hopefully you by now you guys have seen this video. Yeah, he looked a little
drunk.
Something. He looked something.
He might have been high.
I'm thinking he was on drugs.
He was inebriated some kind of way.
He wasn't on this planet.
Right.
He wasn't on Earth when that happened. And I appreciate her going back and confronting him. But what I truly appreciate, that good old law firm he worked for.
They fired his ass.
They fired him.
So hold on.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute, I wrote it down on my little list here. Hold on. The name of the law firm. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. I want to do that story too. Okay. Attorney snatches black wig and loses his job as a result. The name of the law firm is called Dinesh and Tanicki. And he's an associate lawyer in New York City. Sorry, the name of the law firm is Leader, Berkan, Kalu, and Silv.
Okay.
Shout out to this law firm because they did give a statement. They said, we don't play that. We are not going to put up with that. No need to call us and inform us anymore. He has been fired. Well, they said terminated, but I like the word fired.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it means. He has been fired. That's pretty much what terminated means.
Most of these companies try to stick up for that,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
No, he's an upstanding citizen and he's an attorney. An attorney won't do it like
that. That don't mean shit.
Well, by her presenting this, that's why I said sometimes you feel like, why everybody get their phone out and start recording? I'm kind of glad people do now because you can't fight a video or you can't fight black and white. Not at all.
The only problem I have with the whole phone thing is this right here. When I see a sister getting assaulted and I see all these strong black men with their phones out talking about some goddamn world stuff.
I hate when two sisters are getting fighting and yeah. I saw this woman, this guy. She was trying to play tough. I don't know if she was drunk or not, but this boy was. Oh my God! Yeah.
On one hand, I say he shouldn't have put his hands on her, and on the other hand, I say if she put herself in a man's place, then you got to expect those kind of results.
Yeah. So he kept telling her, ma'am, please," but she kept running up on him. So.
Well, that's self-defense right there. But anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of hair, a principal asks a student if his braided hair makes him a gangster. Now, I saw this video And at the moment, I don't know, we haven't done a live show in a long time, but I have braids at the moment. I normally get them every summer, every spring, every summer.
Right.
And I wish, I must admit, when I was back, we work in the office every day, they would ask me, "Oh my God, look at your hair. Can I touch it?"
Uh-huh.
And I'd be like, no.
No.
No, don't touch my hair. No, y'all don't wash your hands when y'all come out the bathroom. Anyway, so he, the mother picked him up and said, "Well, how did everybody like your braids?" And she said that her son told her, his name is Dolan, and Dolan told her that the principal asked him, did his braided hair make him a gangster?
Now,
which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Now, here's the deal about braided hair, especially when it comes to guys. Now, I've told you on several occasions that me and my cousin, we used to wear our hair braided because we had so much of it. It didn't symbolize anything. It was just something that we did.
Right.
Black men and women, for the most part, have been getting their hair braided for how long?
Since the start of time.
Exactly. So this is nothing new to us.
No.
So, and we never had a problem with it.
No.
Ever. It didn't symbolize us being gangsters or anything like that. It was just some guys with their hair braided. I've seen some dudes back when I was living in Oklahoma City. Some dudes would have, masculine looking beads in their hair.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it wasn't that big of a deal. So it didn't have anything to do with any kind of status symbol, number one, or number two, any kind of gang affiliation. Now, her asking that was very, very, very ignorant. It really was.
Well, the principal name is Angeline Messman. And she, this is a Baptist school that he's attending.
That's a private school?
Private school. It's in Slidell, Louisiana. They used to live in Shreveport.
Okay.
So they moved to Slidell. And so just to show you that something is wrong with her and the interim pastor of this school, they both had no comments when asked to expound on what the teacher has said.
You know what? When I saw that story, I had to look at that little boy because I got relatives in Slidell, Louisiana. I had to make sure he wasn't related to me.
But let me just say this about the preacher as well. Like the teacher,
yeah.
Okay, they always say, "Well, I got 3 black friends, and I just saw his hairstyle, and I just want to know." But I'm sorry. I'm trying to say, who's that singing the national anthem?
They're not singing. They're playing on saxophone.
Oh, okay. So sorry, guys. The game is like, I know I got it.
She's a big basketball fan.
I got to see because they got drove the other night. But so the pastor. Let me show you where his head spin is. He was giving a sermon. First of all, stay with me here. This is what I'm finna say. In one of his opening sermons, he started off by saying he was excited to be at the Calvary Baptist Church of Slidell, Louisiana, to worship with you, and it is great seeing the whites here today and my brothers and sisters in Christ. Now, I guess the black people or the other races are the brothers and sisters in Christ, but he pretty much said he felt excited to see the whites in the church house that day.
Let me explain something to people out there, for those of you who don't know. Okay, they're going to classify this as what they call a Freudian slip. Now, let me tell everybody what a Freudian slip is. A Freudian slip is when something just comes out of your mouth. You mean it. You actually mean to say it, but you don't mean to say it. It's your subconscious speaking out and saying, "Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this." Okay, because this is how I actually feel. All right, that's what a Freudian slip is. So if you ever been talking to somebody and they say something stupid and they be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that." Yeah, you did, because it came out your mouth. You meant to say it because you were thinking it. I've had white people talking to me and they say something completely racist and they look at me and say, "Oh man, I didn't mean to say that." I say, "Yes, you did. And you better be looking out and put this foot in your ass." So, they meant to say it. Because it came out your mouth because you was thinking it. That's what you were thinking. And it came out. So that's what a Freudian slip is. So that's pretty much what this was. He was saying he was saying exactly what he thought.
Right. But back to the lawyer. That lawyer, I hate for him to lose his job. But what you do, I bet you ain't gonna drink. I bet you gon' whatever. I don't have nothing to say. Sorry you lost your job, partner. But again, every reaction there's a consequence.
Exactly.
So, speaking of, I don't even know how to start this story.
Start it.
In a couple of weeks, I think about 2 weeks from now, possibly, there will be a day called Juneteenth.
Yes.
And, well, let me say this first. Also this week, Texas passed the Crown Act. People of color that has been harassed because of their hair.
Say black people.
Clap, 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 clap.
Slow clap. Man, that's some bullshit.
So, thank y'all for passing it, So now I guess because when you walk into a job interview and you have braids, they won't judge you and go ahead and give you the job. Is that what that means?
That's pretty much what that means.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
It shouldn't really matter anyway. Because you remember back, to piggyback off the Crown Act, because you remember back when before this law was even completely passed and made official, there was a lot of students being harassed because of their dreadlocks and braids.
Yeah, like a lot of athletes. They were asked
a whole
to
lot
cut
of athletes,
them.
cut their dreadlocks off.
Some people weren't even asked to. They
Take their
couldn't
hair
walk.
down.
They couldn't walk across stage at graduation.
Right, exactly. All kinds of
like,
things.
what in the world? Yeah, they
all
were
kinds
giving,
of things. Yeah. So
we thank y'all for that law being passed.
Bullshit law. But anyway, go ahead.
But let's go back to Juneteenth. If you guys haven't heard, there was a couple of banners that went up in South Carolina, and on these banners stood a white couple, which has sparked outrage.
Yep.
One lady went to the whole sense of saying, I was appalled.
Of course.
Let me say this. If you haven't heard or told or can tell by my voice, I've been in Texas all my life.
She has been.
And from my understanding, Juneteenth was a law for Texans because we got word
at the last
a
minute
whole year later
that the slaves were free.
That slavery had ended.
Well, let me say this.
Let me finish this.
Go ahead.
There is a very agile, motivated. We call her the Grandma of Fort Worth, Texas. Her name is Opal Lee, and this lady walked from Fort Worth, Texas, to Washington D.C. to make sure that this day becomes a national holiday and be recognized federally. Much appreciated, Miss Opal Lee. To my core, I do. But the part that I have a problem with, why is it being celebrated globally?
Well, see,
why is it being celebrated nationally?
Here's the deal.
Why?
Here's the deal. Because we celebrate Juneteenth in Oklahoma. We do. We celebrate in Oklahoma because we look at it like those brothers down there in Texas, they got the word. They were the last ones to get the word. So that was to me. This is how I see the situation. To me, Juneteenth symbolizes the last of the slaves. Which means all of the slaves being freed from the shackles. That's what it symbolizes to me. It means everybody got the shackles taken off.
But they were. We were the last one who still had them.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That symbolizes everybody, including the ones at the last minute getting their shackles taken off. That was the official end of chattel slavery.
Okay.
To me, that's why I celebrate Juneteenth. That's our Independence Day, in my personal opinion. Now, all across the country, they have different celebrations for the same thing, and they all celebrate around about June 19th. Okay, so that's what it means to me. So I don't mind it being, for me, we gonna celebrate. Black people have been celebrating Juneteenth since before it became a national holiday. Only thing they did was put it in the books. We've been celebrating. It ain't nothing new.
Well, technically, yeah, you're right. We have been celebrating, for lack of better words, correctly.
Yes.
Because Juneteenth, it acknowledged slavery in the United States. And it's supposed to be a celebration of freedom. Well, this is what the banner said. So let me read to you what the banner said. The banner that was put up in North Carolina said, it acknowledged slavery in the United States, wanted to keep slavery banner, has a picture of a white couple in the Sand States, quote unquote, Juneteenth, an upstate celebration of freedom, unity, and love. Wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. But technically, Juneteenth shouldn't be a global celebration nor a worldwide celebration. It's supposed to be a day where we come together politically and economic and have conversations so we can continue to try to push the culture of the black people upward, not backwards. Because for so many years, since 1980, when it was officially upheld or came into play or acknowledged as a holiday, to me, that's not what it's for. And then to hear about it's been acknowledged in this way around the world, and now you go to the extent to put white people on a banner. I don't know if somebody had dropped the ball, or maybe they felt like it should be acknowledged that it was slavery everywhere. Just in the
United States, not everywhere.
Well, again, in the United States, I'm just understanding how did it, North Carolina, how did they even on a banner though?
White people. Well, see, the problem I have with this is the fact that it was a white couple on the banner. That's the problem I have with it.
So would it made it better if it was a black couple?
I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was a black couple.
Even though it was in North Carolina.
It don't matter to me. I mean, because like I said, the people over in Texas, they were the last to get the word because they didn't have telephone. They didn't have telephones back then. They didn't have the internet back then, so they were the last people to know.
Okay.
So, like I said, to me, that was the official ending of slavery. Whenever that happened, that was the official ending of chattel slavery. Whenever that happened, so I think that it should be celebrated nationwide, but not worldwide.
Okay.
That's
just
my
view.
Saying. This is my view.
But I guess I just look at how for a long time, when you really dig into it and see what the premise of it is, and then for Miss Lee to go to this extent to have it acknowledged as a federal holiday, it's kind of like defeating the purpose. It's like, I get it, every other state should because it still has slavery in other states and everything like that, but I guess Texas just can't have nothing for itself. Well,
for a while, for the longest time, this was back when slavery was abolished, Texas was its own little entity because Oklahoma wasn't even a state then. It was called Indian Territory or Oklahoma Territory. That's what it was called. It wasn't even a state.
Right.
Okay. So at first, Juneteenth was just a regional holiday, which means right here.
It was just here.
Here, Texas,
and
Louisiana,
we couldn't take
Arkansas.
Off of work or anything. You still had to go to work. You still had to do it. But some people will take off, and they get docked. Because I've taken off a couple of times.
Oh hell yeah, me too.
And got docked for it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I took personal leave and celebrated that holiday. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad this happened. But yeah, Carolina. I wonder how they're going to spend this one. They got a couple of days to spend it or make some new banners, whatever. But a lot of people took very deep-hearted appallment. They was like, they are appalled that it even happened. So hopefully they'll get it together.
Oh yeah, I was when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute, because when I first saw that banner, I was on Twitter, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Why are they the face of Juneteenth? Come on, man. Black people can't have shit now?
Nope. I'm going to do two more and then we're going to lead into the topic of the show.
All right.
I'm going to let you... this is one that you told me about and I still can't believe it. A D.C. man who reportedly attacked police with metal pole on January 6th gets sentenced to 63 months in prison.
Hold on. Let me give him a clap for that.
Mark K. Ponder pled guilty in April and was sentenced Tuesday to one of the longest prison terms to date, stemming from the Capitol riot. Yes, he did get a pole. Yes, he did hit a couple of officers. He hit one so hard that his protective gear was cracked open. If y'all don't know this story, Mr. Ponder is black. I think he was one of the only blacks that was caught. And some of the other people that was there didn't get hardly anything.
They could have slapped on the wrist.
Close to what this man has
And they did a
done.
whole lot worse than what he did.
I'm not trying to say this is a race thing.
It is.
But I am calling this a race thing.
It is. It's a race thing.
It's a man with his whole face and his whole ass sitting in that lady's chair, going through her mail.
Which is a federal offense.
Which is a federal offense. I think he got, what, a couple of months?
He got 18 months in jail, which means he
You
get out in
actually
6 months.
see people's faces breaking out windows, storming the Capitol,
Assaulting
looking for pence.
Assaulting police officers. Don't leave that part out.
Stealing the lecture, stealing official documents. They got less than what this man did.
Yeah.
Now, he's sitting up here now, crying wolf, saying that he didn't know. He just thought that I just thought that the election was robbed, and I just didn't understand. Now he having, I guess, a brain freeze, and he didn't think what he did was that severe.
Let me say this real quick about that situation. For those of you who don't know, this is the same brother that got on television. You heard him say this yourself. He got on television and said he's not black. He's a what? What do you call himself, baby? A what? A Republican. Remember that?
Sir, you gonna learn today.
I bet he know what he is now.
You're gonna learn today. And then one of the statements he said, I just didn't know. This is the part that got me. He talking about, I just got he got caught up in the chaos.
I bet you. Yeah, you definitely caught up now, bruh.
Yeah. Again, Mr. Ponder, you gonna learn today.
Shit, talking about you ain't black, you're a Republican. I bet you know what you are now. And not only are you black, you a flat out nigga now.
They gonna treat him any difference when he go to jail when he's
Hell
a
no.
Republican?
Hell no. They don't give a fuck.
And one of the officers that he had testified, and he was like, don't let this man off. He knew exactly what he was doing. Don't believe him. He's just like the other one. He don't care about anything. He didn't care about no officers. He didn't care about no COVID. He was just trying to be a part of the riot.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised that he only got 5 years. I'm just being honest.
But that's a little excessive though, because everybody else got months.
I agree.
I think the longest thing, I think it's a man that came from Texas, that was from Texas.
He got 2 years,
I think
didn't
he got 2 years. And I think that was the longest. But this man got this long.
Yeah.
Why? Why was he so much severe than the others?
Because he black.
That's what I said. I'm not going to say
Because
this
he's
is
black.
a race
Plain and
thing.
simple. Let's call it what
but
it
this
is.
is a race thing.
Come on, this is Millionaire Thoughts.
Yeah.
Come on, we gonna say we gonna
This is
say
a
what we
race
say.
thing.
This is a Millionaire Thought podcast.
And he
Come
looks
on.
so pitiful. He just looked like he just
He'll
lost
be
his
all right.
dog, his cat.
He'll be all right.
She just looks. But like I said,
I bet you know what you are now.
Mr. Ponder, you gonna learn today.
I bet you know what you are now.
Hey, whatever your political
Affiliation, we don't care about
whatever. But you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
that. I bet you know what you are now. I
Welcome.
bet you know what you are now.
Welcome.
Welcome to niggerdom.
Welcome on in,
Welcome to niggerdom.
Black Republican. Because no matter what you think. Yeah. Okay, I guess he's trying to say he don't look at color. He just a Republican standing up for his political affiliation and going up there to the White House because they felt like that Trump was robbed.
Okay, all right.
See if Trump put anything on your books.
He ain't gonna push you on the damn books except for
See if
an election button.
See if the Republican Party put anything on your books. If they do, let me know. Moving on. Now I'm gonna let you expound on this story because this is your hometown.
Oh shit. Hey him.
Run, nigga, run.
Oh shit.
Off-duty Oklahoma cop reportedly points rifle at innocent worker helping another customer at steel supply store. Calls him all kind of racial slurs. So since you're from Oklahoma, Reggio, can you explain to the listening audience what say you about this story?
First of all, read the rest of the story.
Okay. Pressures is mounting for officials in the Oklahoma County to resign after a local police officer was accused of pointing a rifle at a civilian and calling the man the N-word. Hayworth police officer Jerry, quote-unquote, Neil Pollard, was arrested and charged with a felony and has been suspended from the force. Witnesses confirmed that he accosted the steel supply worker with the firearm in April and yelled, quote-unquote, "Run, nigga, run."
Well, let me just say this real quick. I went to high school in Hayworth High School. That's right in my hometown. I'm telling y'all right now, this hits really, really, really close to home for me. Okay, now let me backtrack a little bit. Now, this was a couple of months ago, babe, when they were talking about that audio of people from Idabel, Oklahoma, talking about they wish they could go back to hanging black folks.
That's what I just want to say. The county sheriffs and several other county officials were also caught on a recording fantasizing about being able to
how fast you drive. Okay, me and my wife have been out there a few times because that's where I come from. I took her out there. Okay, so, and the guy, this is the sad part about it. I went to school with this dude.
Who, the official? I mean, the
officer. I went to school with him. He was racist then. He was racist then. So I'm not surprised at all. This does not surprise me at all because I know his racist ass. I went to school with him. So I know him.
So he should be about your age?
Yeah, he should be about my age, give or take. If it's the same one I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
What is it?
So he been doing this for a while.
Oh, he's always been a racist. If it's the same one, if it's the same anybody with the last name Pollard in Southeast Oklahoma is racist as hell. The whole family. I know this for a fact. They will call you a nigga as they look at you. I'm telling you what I know. So this doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, they spoke with Reverend Jesse Jackson, and he said they all should resign. We cannot condone that type of behavior. This institution have to uphold morals and standards in a meaningful way to keep the trust of the people. You should not and cannot have trust in people who make those type of statements.
Right.
That isn't right. Okay, so after 5 days afterwards, Jennings resigned. Pollard pulled a rifle on Bobby Young, an employee at Alfred. Okay, that's the guy's name. I was trying to look for the guy again. So do you know Bobby Young or anybody that's maybe affiliated? Is he black?
I know some Youngs.
Because they really don't say. So you think the person, well, I'm sure he said run nigga run. He had to be black.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I don't see anything happen to Mr. Pollard. So did he resign? Did he quit?
If it's the same Pollard that I know, then yeah, the Pollard family period, they're racist as hell. They don't like black folks at all, and they don't make it. And they don't keep it a secret. They do not like black folks.
So what do you think should happen? That's what Jesse Jackson said. But what do you think?
Shit, I think he should lose his damn job. But we already know that's not going to happen. See, that's how white supremacy works. They don't just lose their jobs, they just get reassigned someplace else. So probably what's going to happen, he might lose his job in Oklahoma, but he can go someplace else and get a job.
Well, I think it was kind of sickening what the McCurtain County Commissioner said. They said it sounded like his voice, but he said take them down to Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope. But you can't do that anymore. They got more rights than we got.
That's a bullshit law. That's bullshit too.
What rights do we have? 'Cause y'all been hanging. Oh Lord.
Well, see, and
y'all
that's
been
what I was
hanging
getting
niggas
at.
forever.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there.
What right is he talking
and
about?
That's what I'm talking. And that's what I'm getting at right there. If we have more rights than you, then how come you can kill us with impunity and nothing happens to you? We got more rights than you though.
And I think these people wholeheartedly believe this.
They do. They believe that bullshit.
They just.
Now mind you, in 1980 there was a race riot in Idabel. There was a race riot in Idabel. Okay? I remember that because for a whole 2 weeks we couldn't go to Idabel. Okay? And on top of that, way back in the day, Idabel was a sundown town. And in some ways it still is.
Wow. And what's so bad about this story, this Pollard man wasn't even on duty. He just got in somebody else's business, pretty much.
I told you,
and I must admit, Mr. Young, he didn't run. He did not run, and so Pollard placed his rifle back in his truck. But the employee insisted that the man leave because he felt unsafe and informed that the police were being called. Okay.
Like I said, if he got the last name Pollard.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Pollard completed an order of supplies and walked away from the business. He was arrested on May 18th and charged with felonious pointing a firearm. The Hayworth police officer was released on a $15,000 bond.
He get out on $150.
He now faces
$1,500. I'm sorry, 10%.
Yeah. The next day, he now faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted.
He gonna get convicted.
Oh my God.
He's gonna get convicted. I can tell you that right off the bat. He's not gonna get convicted.
And so the chief of police, Edilberto Flores, issued a statement saying that the police officer has been placed on suspension from the Haworth Police Department.
Hayworth.
Bet you it's with pay.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know no more. I don't know no more. I just don't. Okay. Well, we had another story. I don't know if you want to do this or not, but Biden considers sanction in response to Uganda's anti-gay law.
Well, let's speak on that real quick. Okay, I'm not going to do no sound effects, nothing on that. I just want to say this real quick about that real quick. That's in Uganda. Uganda's where?
Africa.
Okay. Does that have anything to do with us?
Well, I think I understand because after I read the story, Uganda got some bad laws over there, baby.
But that's Uganda.
They
that's
said
their business.
that if you think about being gay, you going to jail.
But that's not our business.
If they see you practicing that, you're going to be...
I agree. That's harsh.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. That is 100% harsh. But that's not our business.
But I think we give them money, so when you give somebody money, you think you own them. So you know
how
it goes.
I don't own you. If I give you money, you can do what you want to do with it after that.
No, that's not.
I don't give a damn.
That's not how they work here. If we have taken care of you and funding you, you do what we say. We the American badass United States of America.
I think Biden should mind his own goddamn business.
Yeah.
That's just my personal
But
opinion.
I think it was you or was it Umar Johnson that I saw talking about we're pouring our nose and getting our nose in different bits that we don't need to do.
That was me and Umar Johnson.
And the reason why we don't need to put it, because what they're trying to do is prevent the culture from growing, because they know if you're same sex, you can't produce.
There you go.
So by them sticking their nose in this, talking about they're going to be prosecuted to the fullest of the law, that's none of your business, though.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
But do you know how many years over here, just here in this United States of America here, people have fought tooth and nail to live their lives the way they want to live their lives.
Exactly.
There has been transgenders killed. There have been famous gay people killed. Regular gay people killed to live their life. So why are they way over there wondering about what they want? Why?
Which brings me back to my original statement. He needs to mind his own damn business. That ain't got shit to do with us over here.
I understand.
So if you're going to go over there and put sanctions out there, but you won't give black folks reparations, come on, man. That's bullshit.
I'm just, like I said, I was trying to be a ha-ha hee-hee moment because I'm thinking, why are you even over there Biden? We got homeless here, gay people here, we need help here. Why you over there wondering what they're doing over there?
Don't nobody care.
Yeah.
Number one. And number two, that's their business.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
So on to today's show. Should we vote or should we not vote?
Let me get your opinion on that. I want to hear your take on that.
Well, let me say this. This is how I feel, and I agree with this statement that I found somewhat.
Okay.
The question I asked: why is it important for citizens to vote?
Okay.
The law does not recognize or require citizens to vote, but voting is a very important part of any democracy. By voting, citizens are participating in the democratic process. Citizens vote for leaders to represent them and their ideas, and the leaders support the citizens' interests.
Okay.
To an extent, I agree with that, but there has never been one politician that was running for a local, state, governor, president that I wholeheartedly agree with.
Right.
The only one that came pretty close, shout out to my boy Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
People can say what they want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when he was in office, I saw my life change. I saw my life change. I saw my work status change. I saw my bank account change. But ever since then, you know, I tried to be like, everybody know how I felt about Kamala. I did the pearls and the Chuck Taylors too. Even when Obama, yay, here we roar. I remember my grandmother said that she wished she can live long enough. Even my dad said it too. Never thought they'll live long enough to see a black person in office.
Right.
Technically, yeah, he is half and half, but still that one drop make him black.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, for me, if you want change, you have to do your civic duty,
mm-hmm.
and that civic duty is to vote.
Okay.
So many of our ancestors, which I went back and forth with myself after I saw this documentary, that, you know, for a long time we always said our ancestors fought for us to vote, but in reality they did not.
Mm-hmm.
They fought for us to have reparations. Mm-hmm. They fought for us to have a seat on the bus. They mm-hmm. fought for us to be able to walk in the front door, not mm-hmm. the back door. Mm-hmm. But then they also reminded us that if we want to see things change, the protocol of the United States, of these here Americas, is to vote. So it was like a double-edged sword for me, because we do want change, and the only way you're supposed to get that change is if you vote.
Okay.
So with that, I agree with it, but like I said, I haven't really had recognition or felt compelled to just be behind one candidate 100%.
Okay.
Because none of them ever had anything that I wholeheartedly agree with. Okay. Except for Billy.
No, okay.
Except for Billy.
Okay.
But he had some issues too. You know, but.
Well, see, think about that. Now, as far as Mr. Clinton is concerned, you know, about the only thing he really did that people really hold over his head was cheat on his wife,
and I don't agree with that.
And that's a personal thing.
That's been going on forever.
I mean, he's not the first president to do what he did, and he damn sure ain't gonna be the last.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, as far as them trying to railroad him because of that, you know, that's a bunch of BS. But anyway, this is how I feel about voting. Mm-hmm. Every group of people, every ethnic group in the United States, mm-hmm. when they vote for a purpose. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're getting something out of their vote. Mm-hmm. Malcolm X said that decades ago with his speech, The Ballot of the Bullet. Mm-hmm. Okay? And he said this right here. It's been almost 60 years since he said that. Okay? He did that speech in 1964. Okay? Okay, start putting sanctions on your vote. Okay? They start trying to take your vote away.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to leverage that vote for power. Everybody else does it. Asians do it. Yeah. Hispanics do it. Mm-hmm. Hell, even gay people do it. But the second we start doing it, oh no, nigga, you can't do that. We're going to put sanctions on your vote. If anything, we're going to take that shit away so that way you won't have that kind of power.
Right.
And that's what Malcolm was saying. Your vote is your power. Utilize that power. Use it to your advantage. Mm-hmm. So my whole deal about voting is this right here. I don't care who signs a reparations bill. I don't give a damn if it's Donald Trump. I don't give a damn if it's Jim Crow Joe Biden. Somebody signed a reparations bill. Whoever signs that bill, that's who's gonna get my vote. Mm-hmm. So I got to say about that. So that's just how I feel about voting. Don't vote just to be voting. That's the dumbest thing in the world people could do. I said this 3 years ago, and I'll continue to say that. That's the dumbest thing that anybody can do is vote just to be voting. That's stupid. You vote to get something out of your vote.
Well, I agree with you, because like for instance, when I said when Obama, a lot of people just did because he was black.
Yeah, I know I did it. You know, I did it because he was black. I thought he was going to do something. He did nothing.
And I hear a lot of people say, well, I got to vote for somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like my dad, shout out to my dad, rest in heaven, daddy. He used to tell us, straight Democrat ticket.
Yeah, vote down Democrat.
Don't even try to decide.
Vote blue, no matter who.
Straight Democrat
Vote
ticket.
blue, no matter who. Yeah.
But even though it might be somebody on there who want to, he just said, I don't care what it. He said straight Democrat ticket. So everybody have their reasons. Everybody have their methods of self.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people do their due diligence and follow the candidates and listen to their rhetoric or what they got to say. But I do have something that I think will make you giggle.
Okay.
Of course, there are going to be 3 new, I use this word loosely, candidates that's going to enter the race this week.
Okay.
Your boy, Sansan, and the black guy. And
which black guy? There's 2 of them.
Which one?
Larry Elder and Tim Scott.
Tim Scott. And then old Mr. Christie. I don't know who keep giving money to Christie. Go ahead. But Sansan had one of my favorite people say some of the most profound words I have ever heard. Me and Stephen A. Smith, we have a love affair. Sometimes I agree with him, and sometimes I don't. But he said Stephen A. Smith calls Ron DeSantis one of the stupidest people he has ever seen. And if he runs for office, we are doomed. Clap, 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 clap.
Hold on, let me give Stephen Smith. let me give Stephen A. some props. Hold on. He finally said something I agree with. Finally.
I think I found something that you would kind of agree with Stephen A. on, because I agree with him on.
Wow.
Now, just think about it. This man is pretty much killing his state.
Pretty much,
his state is going to hell with a handbasket. What do you think he's going to do about these here miracles?
Man, let me tell you something right now. I'm just going to let's go back to Florida real quick. Now, it's like I told you before in our earlier conversation when we were having lunch together. See, how the United States is structured is like this here. The president runs the whole country. Okay? The governors run their particular states.
Their particular state, right.
Right. So when the governor runs their particular states, they can pretty much pass whatever laws that they want.
Right.
And people back, and there's always somebody out there that's going to back them up.
Of course.
Which is why I said Ron DeSantis wouldn't have the power that he has if nobody was backing him up.
Right.
Somebody's backing him up in that state. And Florida is a powerful state.
Yes, it is. It's one of the
It's a swing state
that everybody goes to.
It's called a swing state.
Yeah, that's one of the states. Iowa and Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a swing state. With Florida being a swing state, you already know they're going to vote red no matter what. So, as far as DeSantis is concerned, he is running that state like it's a fascist state. Okay? Fascism is a step above what I call communism. They tell you what to do, when you can do it, what you can and can't read, all that other bullshit.
Right.
Okay? So, and that's pretty much what he's doing. And you are absolutely correct in saying that he is running that state into the ground.
Yeah, he
that's
is.
exactly what he's doing.
He done, okay, so he done shot down the $1 billion deal, Disney. The Disney was trying to come. It was going to bring like 2,000 jobs there. He killed that. I don't think this is the right person. I think you should look at if your state is less than 5% homeless or no percent homeless. Let's just say that no percent homeless, which I know is unreal, but at least it's not prevalent like a lot like Texas. We're high. Right. We're high in homelessness. Right. If your job unemployment rate is less than 2 to 3%, if you have manufacturers eager to get into your state
to boost
the economy, right? If you can prove all that, I say, you know what? Maybe this man is doing something good for that state. He possibly can do for this country. Right. I don't see nothing that this misogynist, egotistical, racist asswipe is doing in Florida that would make him want to run for president of the United States.
Well, he thinks he can do a
better
job.
And anybody who wake him need my glasses that I have on, because obviously they can't see. Or maybe they're the same way.
You just answered your own question.
But how? If he is eliminating jobs in your country, Florida has a poor rate of just about everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
How is that going to help us?
It's not.
If Florida's not booming, you think by him becoming a president, it's gonna boom?
Hell no.
It's gonna go down
It's
even
gonna go-
worse,
it's gonna
and he
be
gonna
even
have
worse.
a bigger platform.
It's gonna be
to
even
destroy.
worse. It's gonna be even worse for that. But
Right.
number one and number two, he'll have more power.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be. He gonna have more power.
He will have pretty much unlimited power for lack of a better term. But well, it's not unlimited power, but he'll have more power than
He
what
gonna
he
have
has
more
right
rain. He gonna have more rain and more
Exactly.
more options to play with. It. He's gonna falter and crash and destroy.
now. Just like Donald Trump did. But but I can honestly say this about Donald Trump, and people can say what they want to say about Trump, but I can say this about Donald Trump. I am far from a Trump supporter. I'll be the first to tell anybody. My wife sitting across from me right now will tell you right now I am not a Trump supporter by any stretch of the imagination. But I can honestly say this about Donald Trump. Donald Trump's policies, they didn't hurt black people.
No,
They didn't help them either.
no.
But they didn't hurt us.
But he was upfront with y'all.
Oh yeah, he told you flat out what he was and wasn't going to do. And he was a man of his word. He told you what he was going to do. He told you what he wasn't going to do. And you didn't expect anything less of him.
And you know what's so funny? If you check the polls, I look at a political show every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I try to look at some throughout the day, but my little heart still faltered and shots and they got real done limit. But I try to look at one every Sunday. And they always show who's in the lead and who has the most percentage in this category and that category. Trump is so far advanced over everybody.
Of course he is.
And one of the questions they ask is, if you had to vote today, would you vote for Trump or Biden?
Almost everybody picked Trump.
Trump.
I'm not surprised.
I'm like, did they? Okay,
I am not
they trying to
surprised.
put this man in jail. They tried to impeach
It
him
don't matter.
not once, not twice, but
It-
3 times.
It don't matter. That man.
So do you mean to tell me we have become so what is the word?
Desensitized.
Desensitized here that we will put a known crook, in office to run this country? That's going to tell me who's my livelihood pretty much is in this man's hands.
Right, pretty much.
Will there be any Social Security when I get 65?
Probably not.
Will I be working until my dying day?
Probably so.
Will I be able to move throughout this country without thinking I might get shot or killed?
No.
Because of the color of my skin?
No.
Will I have to go back to resort, shout out to Mississippi, then I got to go to the back of the store if I want to buy something there?
Let me
I
explain
get a
that.
glass of water from a restaurant?
Let me explain that to people real quick. Mississippi is trying to reinstate Jim Crow laws.
Yeah, and Texas
Mississippi
is too.
And Mississippi ain't the only state doing it.
Texas.
Texas is also on board with that.
I just-
Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. If I'm willing to spend my money inside of a store, I ain't going through the back door.
Exactly. So you mean tell me so if y'all let Trump back in office, like Sweetheart just said, he didn't do nothing to us, but he didn't do nothing for us.
No, he didn't. Exactly.
So who did he do something for?
The white folks, rich white
Himself and his kids.
Yeah, himself and his children. Yeah, you're absolutely
So
right.
why would you put somebody like that back in office? Do you think these people are bringing up these lawsuits because they don't have nothing else to do? Mm-hmm. This man has done something. He has 4 different open lawsuits against him right now. And now, did y'all know that even though he has these lawsuits against him, if he's found guilty
He can still run
and
for
go to
president.
jail,
He can still be
run for president
And still be president.
win presidency,
And
rule it from jail.
Yeah, I know it.
Our president would be in jail.
Right.
Orange hair, orange jumpsuit on. In jail. Shout out to Marvin. What's up, buddy? Why would we even take that chance? This man is sitting in jail. He's going to be running this country if he's found guilty of those 4 lawsuits against him.
Yeah.
Is this what we become as a people?
That's exactly it. Again, like
and I
said,
haven't heard nobody running for Democrat.
It's like I said, man. It's like I said. This is getting ready to happen. This is what's getting ready to happen. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Ron DeSantis gets the nod for the Republican ticket.
Right.
Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he gets it. Okay. Biden has already put his hat in the race about when it comes to running for presidency again.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's running again.
Right.
So now you have a choice. You got Biden, Lucifer on one side of the fence, and you got DeSantis, Satan on the other. What do you do in this situation?
And that goes back to our topic of the show. Do I vote?
Or do you not
or
vote?
do I not vote?
See, and that's why I keep on saying, black people, black family, please leverage your vote to your advantage. Plain and simple. Everybody else does it. We need to do that as well.
But just like you just explained, so we're going to have a choice to either vote for Lucifer
Or Satan.
or Satan.
Yeah.
What a choice.
Exactly.
Isn't that one the same?
Yeah.
One just a little bit evil than the evil. How you say it? Evil.
More evil
than the other. Oh my God.
It's like that, man. Like I said, we need to use that to our advantage. And again, like I said, if we don't like a candidate, we don't have to vote. That's what I'm getting at right there. I didn't vote the last election cycle. You know that.
But then if we don't vote, we'll go right. I mean, your one vote could have been that selling vote that made the difference.
But here's the deal. On the local level, I don't mind voting because we have more control over the politicians there. But on the national level, if I don't like a candidate, I'm not going to vote. I'm sorry. I mean, I agree. I see what you're saying when it says that when you say that my one vote might change the dynamic. But here's my deal. If I don't like the candidate, why should I vote? I don't like either candidate. I don't like either one of them because, you know, I didn't like Joe Biden when he ran the first time because I know his pedigree. He's racist too. He's just more gentle with it. Whereas Trump was upfront in your face, said, "Yeah, I'm racist," and people knew it, and he still got elected.
Excuse me. And I said that several times on the podcast. It's like I'm not gonna fault Trump either. I appreciate his upfrontness towards me. He's not trying to deceive me, pull the wool over my eyes, let me think that he's one way, but he's totally a different way. He doesn't do that. It's like
Mr. Louis Farrakhan said. He said, "Well, Donald Trump, what you see is what you get."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I guess people are appreciating that. That's why this man is so. They haven't even started voting yet, and he is. I think he's like 66%.
I can respect
DeSantis
that.
is like 24%, and Biden is like 18%.
See,
God, that's a big difference.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's a big difference.
I'm glad you brought that up. Right now, what's going on with the Democratic Party, they've been working on this for the past, I want to say 30 years or so. Mm-hmm. They've been trying to replace the black vote with someone else.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's why there's a whole influx of undocumented immigrants coming into this country because their logic is this right here. If we let them come into this country, they'll vote for us. But what they don't know is this right here. Most immigrants, they have a tendency to be more conservative than liberal. So what do? They vote Republican. So you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're still going to need the black vote.
Right.
Because like right now, Biden is losing favor with the black vote.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
Biden, if you're listening, if you want to get the black vote back, give us reparations. You'll get the black vote. I promise you will.
I mean, I know, like that old saying go, there's power in numbers.
Yep.
Vote because the more people that vote, the better chance your candidate will get in there.
Nah.
But just like you said, if there's nobody that I can relate to, or that
What's
I
the
feel
point?
like just not gonna get in there just how we get in there, shout out to Kamala Harris.
Come on now.
What do we do?
Again, you keep your vote. You keep your vote. You keep your vote.
But
Like I said,
are you dishonoring your ancestors by not voting?
No, because people try to shame me into voting and saying, well, your ancestors bled blood, sweat, and tears so you can vote.
Dogs, water spraying on them.
My ancestors told me not to be stupid with my vote. That's the way I see it. They said, okay, we fought for your right to vote. Use it to your leverage and don't be stupid with it. And that's what Malcolm was saying in the Ballot of the Bullet, which is why I keep telling people, man, listen to that speech and pay attention to what Malcolm is saying. Because he's pretty much saying the same thing that I'm saying. Use your vote to your advantage.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid with it. Don't vote just to be voting because that's dumb. Yeah. It really is.
But what got me like this last election, like especially in Georgia, they try to make it so difficult for people to vote. Like you have to get there at a certain time. You have to get there at a certain time, and when you stand there, can't nobody. You've been in line all day, Some people are sickly. You know, they need food and water. It's in the, you know, it was hot that day. If somebody brought you some water, you couldn't vote. If somebody brought you some food, you couldn't vote. I'm like, they nitpicking at every little thing.
They were trying to suppress that vote.
Yeah, to counsel you from voting.
Yeah, because
That's sick to me.
Because like for the first time in American history, Georgia was a blue state.
Yeah, she turned to blue. She
turned to blue. I give credit where credit's due. She did what a white paymaster told her to do. She turned that state blue.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is...
But then when she did, look how they try to come with these little mischievous little deeds.
Exactly.
To eliminate the vote.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
crazy.
Exactly. See, like I said, they're trying to suppress that black vote.
So I see what you're saying. If they're going to go to those extremes to do little mischievous little deeds like that, why am I out here in this heat? Sweating, panting, I'm hungry, and I'm getting mistreated like this because I want to cast a vote?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, to vote or not to vote, which is why I named this show To Vote or Not to Vote, because this is a really good conversation we're having.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like I said, man, you know, you either vote or you don't vote, plain and simple. You know, I choose personally not to vote if I don't agree with either candidate.
Well, you know, that old saying goes like, you know, why should you vote? Because if you don't vote, you're stifling your voice. You're stifling your vote. You're stifling how the type of education your children would get. You're stifling health care. You're stifling if your job would be one of the best jobs, the biggest job that the country would get behind and make sure that it continues going forward. You know, because a lot of these times, a lot of these companies, you be like, what happened to so-and-so? You know, they were out of business. Don't nobody really know why.
Yeah.
And they think because a lot of these companies or government agencies are not quote unquote backing them.
Yeah.
Giving them the funding that they need.
Well, see, that's a local thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the government.
Well, yeah, it is technically,
big
but
companies, yeah,
you're right. Technically, it's the government, you know, regulating that, but for the most part, that's more of a local thing.
But then you also got to think about it too. Yes, even though you're one person and your vote is just one vote, it still kind of comes to how the country is ran, right?
Yeah,
in the essence. You know,
in essence, yeah.
But then, like, you just, like, now you got me thinking all bewildered now. Lucifer or Satan?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to go in my car, go down there, stand in line, and vote for Lucifer or Satan?
And I don't want to hear anybody say it's the lesser of the two evils. No, evil is evil. Plain and simple.
There's not no lesser.
That's all it is to it.
No.
There is no lesser to.
I don't think there is no level. Like you said, I don't think there's no.
No, there's no level
scale.
Exactly.
Well, you know, her evil is not as bad as
Exactly.
No. I mean, evil is evil.
I mean, is a child molester any worse than a bank robber? That's still evil.
I
mean, you know, come on now.
Say it again.
I mean, that's still evil. Mm-hmm. Evil is evil. So, you know, that's just how I feel about this. That's how I feel about the situation.
Wow.
So, but anyway, y'all.
That's a good. It make you think, and you be like, well, you know, my granny, you know, I used to see how my granny would get up early and she'd like, it's time to go vote, and you know,
I heard that too.
They come back with the cute little sticker on.
I heard that too.
You know,
I heard the very same thing.
They be all proud.
I heard the very same thing.
Can we do that though, as my grandparents did, as my mother and father did?
My mom told me flat out, man, don't be stupid, son. Plain and simple.
Your mom still vote?
My mother, no, she doesn't vote anymore.
Wow.
She doesn't. Because but I guess that's where I get it from. And you know my stepfather. Come on now. But anyway,
what do you think the last time she voted? Who do you think she voted for?
Well, the last time my mother actually got out and voted, it was for a local election.
So she don't do a national, like.
She hasn't done it since she hasn't done that since Jimmy Carter.
What?
I'm not making this up.
Wow.
I'm not making this up.
Whoa.
And I can't recall a time when my stepfather ever voted.
Whoa.
Now, like I said, the local elections, she does the local thing. Because like it's like I'm saying, us as the people, we have more control over our local elected officials as opposed to the national elected officials. Okay? So that's the reason why we should...
Ever. I think it was one a long time ago.
I can tell you right now, Oklahoma was blue at one point.
I don't think it ever will be again.
No, Oklahoma hasn't been blue since 1990, since the 90s.
But somebody, somewhere, needs to do something about Ironside.
I agree with you on that.
Ironside is just as, I don't know who worse, him or DeSantis. They down here running amok
Yeah.
of Texas, just like he's running amok of
Over there
Florida.
in Florida, yeah.
And I don't know who these people are that keep real. I think this is Ironside, what, second term or third term?
Second.
This is ridiculous. What did he do in the first term to make you want to do him again in the second term?
Good question.
I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I used to, my parents, they died until they just couldn't, they just couldn't anymore. But I think my dad, did he do the? No, he wasn't here for Clinton.
Your pops wasn't here for Clinton?
My dad passed away in 2012.
He had to be here for Clinton. Because
I mean,
Clinton
not
was in
Clinton, I'm thinking about Trump. He wasn't here
Okay.
for Trump. Yeah, he was here for, oh boy. Well, my mom, she did get out for Trump. Yeah, I mean, not for Trump, for Obama.
Mm-hmm.
So they pretty much voted, every election. But damn, your mama Carter? For real?
Jimmy Carter. That's the last time well, let me put it like this.
Damn.
That's the last time I remember
And
my
your
mother
mom
voting.
is a smart lady.
Yeah.
Your mom is very...
That's where I get it from.
Whoa.
I get it from her. That's where I get it from.
Carter?
That's the last time I recall her voting. That's the last
Who was the
last
last
time I
person you
recall.
voted for?
Barack Obama.
The first term or the second?
Both. I voted for him both times.
Both times? Okay.
I voted for him both times. And I said never again. Because then I voted on pure emotion. I said, okay, good. We got somebody that looks like me in the office. I was real pumped up about that situation. That first 4 years, I said, well, shit, he didn't do nothing this time. Maybe next time he'll do it.
He'll
So
get
gave
it.
him a second chance. Damn, he didn't do shit this time either. So, I just decided, you know what? Let's just be smart next time instead of being emotional. Because I was emotional when that happened.
I think that's what a lot of people probably going to do about Biden, too. Because Biden been in it forever. Yeah, he was a VP with Obama.
Yeah.
So that means he had 8 years there.
He's been a senator for a long time.
He been in Congress for over 30-something years.
Yeah, he was a senator for a long time.
Pretty much VP for 8 years. Then became the president 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get it right these next 4 years.
No, I don't think so. We're talking about the same man that said he didn't want his children going to school with other black children. Think about it.
But he said back then he didn't know.
He knew. Come on.
He said that was used out of content.
That's
Out
bullshit.
of context,
Come on.
so,
It wasn't. You said exactly how you meant it. Come on. Missing with that one. Try again.
Y'all misconstrue my words. Y'all twisted it like I'm racist.
You the one that said it. You're the one that said it.
Oh my God, that is crazy. But yeah, just looking at it, like I said, if you vote now,
Yeah.
Trump is pretty much walking in there
Gonna get it back.
on a red carpet.
Trump is going to get it back.
Why is this man running again though? Okay. Why is this man running again? What did you do? Do he want to make up because he felt like he didn't get a first shake because COVID hit? And he didn't get a chance to really be a president because the country pretty much shut down because of COVID?
Well, he the one shut the country down. If he would have listened to President Obama in the first place, COVID would have never happened.
True. Yeah, because when I found out that's been around, like, what? Yeah. Yeah, well, there's something out now. Did you hear it? I know this off top, but there's something now in China, another disease that's out, that's done pretty much killed 65 million Chinese people.
Another pandemic, huh?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be worse than COVID.
That's what I heard.
Worse than monkeypox and all
That's
that.
what I heard. That's what I heard.
Y'all still don't know where this coming from.
They know where it's coming from.
Yeah, just like them balloons that was in the sky.
Come on now. Say that shit again. Say that again.
I'm just gonna be, we used to I mean, I heard people, I never did. People used to talk about that boy who lived in the bubble. I'm gonna give me a bubble. And I'm just gonna stay. I barely leave here now. I'm just gonna leave when it's totally necessary. I'm gonna see if I get all my calls, my doctor visits, everything on Teledoc, where they on the screen. Because just like I said last week, AI is gonna take over anyway.
Pretty much.
Might as well use to my advantage.
Yeah, you got a point.
I can get my my groceries delivered.
Yeah. You ain't got to leave the house unless you really
I
want
know
to.
exactly. Because if y'all keep getting all these diseases, y'all can't explain where they're coming from. And it's a oops moment when it first come out. And then when so many people done died, and you talking about, that could have been prevented if. Seriously, it's some kids walking around here because they lost both their parents to COVID.
Yep.
And you talking about it's a oops if, you know?
Yep.
How fair is that to them?
Good question. That's a good question, man.
I keep saying I don't want to live nowhere else, but
Where can you go? I mean, because if it's a
I used to say
worldwide thing,
Canada,
then
I
come
used to
on.
say Africa, but then I'm hearing Africa got some things going over there too.
Well, it's a lot of infighting over there in Africa. That's the one thing about that place. You know, there's a lot of infighting there. Because I know people from Africa, and they tell me the same thing. You know, certain places in Africa that you shouldn't be going because of all the infighting they have in the country.
Lord have mercy. So, to sum up your thoughts, are you voting this election? Is there anybody out there so far that said they're going to quote unquote put their hat in the game that you are attracted to?
Not yet. I haven't heard anybody yet. I mean, I've been following that. I mean, so I don't really see anybody that I really liked that's really talking about some of the things that I want to talk about.
That's relatable to
That's relatable to, you know, the black
what you
plight.
believe,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. To my ideologies and stuff like that. I haven't heard anybody yet. Now, if I hear somebody say something like that, for example, Marcel Dixon, when he went to go to the FBA Expo, I like Marcel. If Marcel was running locally here in Texas, I would vote for him. But he's all the way in South Carolina looking for Jim Clyburn's spot, which I think Jim Clyburn needs to just sit his old ass down and shut the hell up. But that's just my personal opinion. So I hope Brother Marcel gets it. Shout out to Brother Marcel. Get it, brother. I don't know how good of a politician you're going to be. I don't know, but you know, anything's better than Clyburn.
That's what I'm saying. See, situation like that, we don't know how he is.
I mean,
everything he said was
he's
like
talking-
on point. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
But who's to say when he get in there, he'll be just like Clyburn? Because Clyburn was
Let's
the
hope he
same
does
way.
it. But let's hope he does
Well,
it.
let's play devil's advocate here. Clyburn was the same way.
Right.
He got in office and he was like, "Argh!" So I don't know if they said, you know what, you keep talking that bullshit, you ain't gonna have this seat much longer.
Yeah.
Did somebody threaten him, or did he feel the hair on the back of his neck when he tried to put something out there and they shot it down?
That's
They
a good
told
question.
you know,
That's a good
why
question.
did he be so headstrong and so on fire?
And then all of a
when
sudden-
he got in there, he was like, "Oh Lord, where my coat?"
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, that's the one thing we have to understand. We have to make
a lot
sure.
of them like that, though.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But we have to take that example right there and just say, okay, we can't have another one of them in here.
But you don't know until you put him in there.
Yeah, good point. Good
Clarence
point.
Thomas.
So, y'all, shit, we knew he wasn't gonna do nothing.
I'm still holding in prayer for you, what's her name?
Sister
Tangela.
girl, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still hoping and praying. But I heard something from you soon. You've been mighty quiet.
Nah, she ain't been saying too much of
Mighty
anything.
Mighty quiet.
She ain't been saying too much of anything. She has been sitting back watching.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see, man.
And as far as myself, like I said, I look at my political shows. I get my feed to my phone. I try to keep up with who's coming, who's running, who putting their hat in the game. But right now, I'm not relating to nobody. I'm Republican, Democrat, conservative, off the block, under the I can't relate to nobody.
Right, because nobody's saying anything that
Are there
that's-
any celebrities running? I mean, because every year, some pizza man or some Amazon,
a neurosurgeon,
you know, something like that. Anybody like that running? You know,
Oh, man.
I can do my research on them.
Well, see, think about this though. In my personal opinion, some of the best politicians are not politicians.
That's what I'm saying. Any celebrities running?
I mean,
because from my
case in
understanding, Arnold Schwarzenegger got California on lock.
Yeah, I mean, because think about
very
this.
Successful.
Think about that. Well, it wasn't when he was governor, but
You don't think so?
It wasn't. I mean, they was going broke over there.
I
when
heard he
was
did a
governor.
really good job.
He did, but he didn't. I mean, you know. But anyway, I was going to say that when I said that some of the best politicians are not politicians. Look at Marcel Dixon. He's a school teacher.
Yeah. And like I said, everything he saw,
So,
like,
you know, I don't think that he would go into the political thing because, like, Jim Clyburn came out as a politician.
Well, you know what? You're right, because they in the trenches. They see what's happening.
They're right. He's grassroots. That's what I like about Marcel
Exactly.
Dixon.
You know, and maybe if he get enough people behind him and he do get that seat, instead of just being stagnant, it'll just keep rolling. Cause like they get in, you like, okay, just like AOC, she got in there, she was just headstrong. I guess she's a Latina, headstrong Latina. Now her name was in the news like every other day. I don't hear nothing about her now. And then the one who, I forgot her name, the one who wore the head wrap thing, she was in the news all the time. Don't hear nothing about her now. You know, so it's like they be on fire when they get elected.
Well, see, let me say this about them.
And then I would say like the flame go out.
Well, see, let me say this about them. See, AOC, she is about Latino heritage and all this stuff, which I ain't got a problem with.
Not
that.
at all.
Support your people. That's what I'm talking about right there. When it comes to us, we gotta be for everybody else except for us.
That's true.
And that's what I like about Marcel Dixon, because he's going to be about us, and that's it.
Well, like I said, I hope he get the support he needs. Keep the fire that he has, and like I said, just keep that flame flaming.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just like the hamster in the wheel. It be rolling, then all of a sudden they really become the hamster, just spinning and spinning,
Yeah.
Not going nowhere. You spinning, but we're not seeing any effect from it. So. Okay. I don't know.
Well, we could talk about this all damn night, but you know.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just gonna be. I'm going to piggyback off something you said earlier, man. You said you want to be in the bubble. Now, that's gonna be kind of a problem for me.
I just toot my booty up to the hole. You know, is that what I gotta do? Do I gotta toot my booty up to the hole? I mean, I'm trying to look out for my health and my well-being. Well, I guess you are too, huh? You looking for your health and your well-being?
Exactly.
I feel you. I guess I come to the bubble once a month. I mean, good Lord. But I get you. It's scary out here, though, babe. It's scary out here.
But all jokes aside, I can see why you said that, because it's getting to the point now that I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, this time that I've been away from my job for as long as I have been, which a couple of weeks. These past couple of weeks, to be honest with you, I haven't really been wanting to leave the house myself, for the simple fact that with the way things are going right now, it's scary out there. It makes you not want to leave home.
I feel sorry for the kids. They don't know if somebody gonna come to be a lunatic and shoot up the place.
Exactly.
I feel sorry for people that has government jobs or regular jobs. People get in and they get fired. They come back, blow up the place. You don't know if you're gonna have a job, because if you don't vote the way they want you to vote, they can shut your whole corporation down. You can just be driving in your car. Somebody feel like you disrespected them by cutting them off. You get shot with road rage.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, it's just so many factors.
Yeah.
That you just want to stay at the house in your bubble.
Exactly. I'm
just gonna keep it
I see where you're coming from.
And babe, I used to love being in the streets.
I see where you're coming from.
I spent more time in the streets than I did at home.
I can honestly tell everybody.
But now I love my home.
I can honestly tell everybody right now, when me and my lovely wife first got together, we was always going somewhere.
Yes. But now I'm like,
really, we was always going somewhere.
I pray hard these days. Because you just don't know people's psyche. And you don't know people's mindset. And people are literally flipping out.
Yeah.
What's that show that come on?
Snapped.
Snap. People are snapping.
Yep.
It's just not females no more. It's males, children,
yeah,
animals. Like that animal who attacked that man at the zoo the other day. He kept saying that, and you can tell the lion looking like, "Stop taking pictures of me." Man, she stopped taking pictures of me. So he walked too close to that fence. That lion snatched that man's whole face off. I bet you ain't gonna take no.
He was white, wasn't he?
Bet you ain't gonna be taking no more pictures of this. He tried to tell you.
He was white, wasn't he?
Yeah, he kept turning around, putting his booty. You know, he kept saying, "Stop taking pictures of me," and he kept moving his head from side to side, like, "Come on, bro, really?" He got too close. Take a picture of me. Take a picture of me. He got too close to that fence. That lion said,
man, let me tell you something.
Oh my God. Like that. Man, you see the story about the man who was at a bar in Florida and went behind the building, tried to use the bathroom, thought he opened that alligator, snatched his whole arm off?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all need to stop playing. That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something.
Even animals are
the
snapping.
Animals know, man. The animals all know. The animals know. I'm telling you. The animals know.
Everybody's snapping. So
the animals know. The animals know. The animals know. I'm telling you, man.
No.
I'm telling you.
I ain't gonna even give you a chance.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
That's true.
No.
Like I said, you stay in the house, man.
I just snatched my arm off here. No. It's just, like I said, I know we're making light of everything, but, like, I think about stuff like that, like, now. You know, I had 401k before.
Right.
And it took me a long time to think about if I want to get it again.
Right.
I'm trusting that it will be okay this time. So when I do got to the same able, because I could have retired next year because I had been on my job that long. I could have retired, and my plans were to retire from that job, get my retirement benefits coming in, go ahead and do my 401k, put that in an IRA or saves or something,
right,
and go get me another job because I'm still fairly young.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
But COVID
stopped everything.
Paused that. But then I decided to pick it up again now when I have my job now, and I'm just praying that it won't happen to me again, because, like, well, this could be my third time having 401k. My first 401k, when Enron hit, I lost it then.
Oh,
when
man.
Enron.
Yeah.
And then this time here, I lost it. Now I'm like, I keep trying. I'm like Cat Will. I'm trying shit.
That don't work.
I'm trying to prepare for my future. But then when all these politicians, let's just say, for lack of a better word, they're coming off as being pretty damn mischievous and crooked, and they only looking out for themselves and their families, it's kind of like, okay, what about me though? I want to protect myself and protect my family and my future. But if you're not going to come in there on the up and up and just trying to do all this, yeah, I'm for the people, we going to do this and we going to do that, and then we just, okay, I can feel him, I agree with him, to get you, and all you be like, you know what, I was just playing. I don't really have no way of doing that. You know, they shooting everything I say down. You know, stuff like that. No.
Which brings me back to Joe Biden. Now, if you remember back when he first got elected, I say about a year into his presidency, black people were saying that Joe Biden stabbed him in the back. Remember that? I think it was Al Sharpton that said that.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Anyway, and I just say this real quick. No. Joe Biden did not stab y'all in the back. Joe Biden stabbed y'all right in the chest. Not only that, he showed you the knife. He told you where he was going to stab you, how many times he was going to stab you, and whether or not he was going to turn the knife inside the wound, and how many times he was going to turn the knife.
Honestly.
And he dared you to bleed to death.
At that time, I think a lot of people, me, myself included, if I'll be honest, we thought he was going to come in here with the same platform of Obama. No. Honestly.
Not at all.
Because that's kind of the rhetoric that he portrayed. He had his own ideology, but he also bounced a lot off of what Obama was saying.
Right.
And we just thought, okay, yeah, he going to be just like, we gonna do something. He going to do something.
He going to do some things.
Only thing I done seen this man was fall several times. I done seen this man fall asleep several times.
Sleepy Joe.
I done seen this man saying some stuff that they didn't even ask him about. I know people are, trying to relate to his age. I don't believe in ageism, because I know a lot of older people who are on it. But he says, they be like, what you talking about? What they got to do, And I don't know, because people say now he's running scared of Russia, and he's running scared of China, and he's just doing enough just to get by. And,
right.
I think a president should, I'm just going to say, I think a president should go hard in the paint for you.
I agree.
Because he is the top leader of this here United States of America.
Yeah,
nobody should be able to be like, I got my finger over the button, and if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna blow y'all up. And then you get scared and run with your ass between your legs. You know what I'm saying? When you go fight for, they gonna push the button. You tell me, well, I got a button to push too.
Yeah.
I don't want us to go to war with nobody.
Nah.
But we can't be letting nobody threaten us and just get over us like we some punks either.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's a twofold. It's twofold for me.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, basically.
I don't know.
It's a double-edged sword because, like you said, you don't want a punk-ass president. But then again, you
I want
don't
somebody
want
who's gonna fight for me.
But you don't want no bully either, like Trump.
No, not no bully. But I want somebody who's gonna fight for me
Right.
and look out for me. You looking out for your future with your life, your children. I want to look out for my life and my children and my families too.
Hey.
I want a nice savings. I want to be able
Right.
to retire
Right.
and say I retired. How many people you've heard retire for jobs these days?
Shit, not very many.
And that's sad.
Look at my stepfather.
That
He's
is sad.
77 years old and still working.
Exactly. That is sad. I mean, I know some of them do still want to work.
Yeah.
But some of them have to work.
Again, my
For
stepfather.
medical, they can't afford their medicine.
Like my stepfather.
They don't have enough with their Social Security.
Yep.
They shouldn't be. They should be. If you don't work on a job all your life, since you've been 18, 21, whatever,
Right.
you should not put enough time that you should be able to retire
Yep.
and enjoy your golden age.
Yep.
You should be traveling, going to play bingo, going to whatever you want to do.
Spoiling
You
your
should be
grandchildren
trying
if
to
you got them, all that,
exactly.
yeah.
This time of the year, you know, Robbie, country town. My mom would have cut off all my blue jeans and made them shorts, and we are in East Texas.
I tell you what.
On the first Thanksgiving,
Same
Memorial
thing
Day,
here. Same
my
thing
mom
here.
would have came back up this road by herself.
Same thing here. Same thing here. I would have been right
But
there in time.
how many people you see keeping their grandkids now?
Not very many.
Because
if
they're
any.
working.
Yeah, because they're working. Yeah.
It's scary out here, people.
I
don't
agree.
know.
I agree, man. I agree.
I don't know.
I agree. 100%. It's scary as hell out there. So.
So, the moral of the story is, just do your due diligence. Just don't
Do
vote
your
because
research.
somebody color.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Because they're female. Because somebody told you to.
Right.
You want to be whoever the it person is at the time. You gonna vote for the it person.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do
use your
that
brain.
disservice to yourself.
Do your research
Yeah.
and vote in your best interest, and not just your best interest, but your people's best interest. 'Cause that's what
yes.
everybody else does. So don't let us, as a foundational Black Americans, be any different than anybody else. Please, by
Absolutely.
all means, people, use your brains.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you having some issues with that, listen to Malcolm X's speech, "The Ballot or the Bullet." Please, that will put everything in perspective for you. That's been almost 60 years ago,
Isn't that so profound?
and it's still profound to this very day.
How did he know? Or is it that we're just stuck in the same position 60 years
You
ago?
just answered your own question.
And that's sick.
I agree. You just
We can
answered your own
evolve in
question.
something. We can evolve in this. Come on.
Yeah, you got a phone. You got a computer in your hand right now,
hand.
right here in your hand.
And back then they had a phone that when you had to do zero, you'd be like, took the zero so long to come back around. And now you can pretty much swipe, hit, boom, phone ringing. You know what I'm saying?
Dexter sent me a message. He said he used to have his hair braided back in the day too.
And I honestly,
So, yeah.
me and my friend used to be, we saw a guy and he had his hair braided. Then had some people like, oh, his hair long because he
Yeah.
had the beads
He had the
on
beads
the
in
end
his hair.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, oh, he got some good hair. His hair long.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know, guys. I just the premise of this show is to inform.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I hope we're doing a good service to you to inform you. We're not trying to tell you what to do.
No, we'll
but
never
we're
tell you
just
that.
trying to advise you of how to do it.
Right, exactly. I mean, just
don't be like that parent last week talking about, well, I really never read the story. My kids read to me. Don't do that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, please. Don't be that person.
And if you don't ask, and if you don't understand,
Ask
there's nothing wrong.
somebody.
Ask. Exactly.
Ask a question.
They got hotlines you can call.
I was always told by an educator. He told me flat out. He said, "There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Absolutely.
If you got a question, ask it."
Yeah, absolutely.
One or two things
That's how
that
I live my
happen.
motto. And I always tell people, I will if you ever hear me say, I don't know, you'll see me researching it though.
I've
I'm
always
just not
told
gonna
people
stop
that.
it. I don't know.
I've always told people that if I don't know something, I will research it, and if I
Absolutely.
get something wrong and somebody corrects me, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for correcting
Exactly.
me. Then I go look it up for myself and try to get the gist of everything that I was told.
Because I always
So,
feel like two heads are better than one. And I used to tell,
Always.
like when I was, working one-on-one people, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know, but let's look at it together.
right.
And then we both would see how it go, would know how to find it, and so I always did
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Two heads are better than one.
Exactly.
Well, love, another show topic. That
Man,
you
this
picked
was
up
off the
and it
chain.
was
This is one of my
good.
favorites right here.
Yeah.
I'm serious. This is one of my favorite
We
shows.
can talk about this all day.
Oh yeah, this could be a easily a 3-4 hour show.
Because it's prevalent to your livelihood.
Yeah.
It's
right.
so many ways.
Yep.
Job ways, healthcare ways, your children, your
Lifestyle
future,
ways. Yeah.
all of that.
All that, man.
I just hope we just, cause I'm not gonna put nobody on Front Street, but I know some people who don't vote, but when they do vote, they try to be funny and vote for people like, who was a pizza guy? that got in there, the black pizza guy.
Oh man, I forgot his name.
I
That quick.
said, now why would you vote for him?
Yeah.
You can get us a free pizza.
Oh Lord.
I said, you serious right now? They was serious.
Well,
These are grown people I'm talking to. These not no children.
Let me tell you how Marcel Dixon lost to Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn, now listen to me close, had a fish fry.
Okay.
People that went to that fish fry voted against Marcel Dixon and voted for Jim Clyburn because of the goddamn fish fry.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not making this up.
Well, that fish hot. And you put some good hot sauce on it. I can persuade some people. Ain't nothing like a good fish fry now.
You know what?
The hush puppies are crunchy.
Now
and the fries are seasoned.
Now we're both fish people. We both like fish.
Every Friday.
Fish fry Friday, baby. I love those days. Every Friday we eat fish. For those
are
of
you
who
kidding
don't know.
right now?
Say what?
What year was this?
This was a couple of years ago.
Are you kidding?
I'm not making this up.
I have
Had
never
a fish
heard
fry.
that.
He had a fish fry, and everybody that voted for him went to that fish fry. And Marcel Dixon lost that election over there in South Carolina. I'm not making this up.
Oh my God. See,
I'm not making this up.
That proves my point right there. What did this man have at this fish fry that made you want to vote for him?
Did it have some crack there too? I don't know. I'm just saying, man. Shit. I mean, was the fish fried and crack? I mean, I'm just asking the question.
I have never heard that. But see, that's my point. Mm-hmm. So you had an off the chain moment at a fish fry. That was a big. What's that? Ooh, we had a time last night.
We went to the Clyburn fish fry.
Vote for him.
I'm gonna vote for him, man.
So
That fish is good.
So what you think it was gonna be like that every Friday? Come on, people, let's do better.
Well, please do.
Just like my friend told me, he's gonna be giving away free. I said, free pizza. I said, first of all, I don't even think he has no restaurants here.
He doesn't.
I think they're all in Georgia. So he gonna give them to you from Georgia? Nah, but when he get out of it, he'll put a pizza place in every state. I said, you done lost your mind.
Now,
you have lost your mind.
Now, how is that? I'm done.
And a lot of people I know voted for Trump.
Oh no, a lot of folks I know voted for Trump. A lot of folks I know voted for Trump.
They didn't know why, how, when,
they just
nothing.
Voted for him.
They just voted for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like I tell you, I'm not trying to be, well, why did you vote? Can I ask you why you vote for him? I mean, it's Trump. What does that mean? It's Trump.
That means nothing. They voted on the strength of his celebrity.
That's what I'm saying. Are there any other celebrity we possibly can vote for? Come on, Cardi B.
Oh Lord.
You and what's that man that always calling her? Who tried to Bernie Sanders? Come on, Cardi. Get Bernie Sanders behind you and come on now. Oh, come on, Cardi.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders will be behind her, all right, looking right at her fake ass.
Oh Lord.
He would. He would. Come on now, let's just be real.
And you know what? I bet some people will vote for her.
They would. Just based on her celebrity alone. How do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger got to be governor of California? Because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
How do you think Ronald Reagan became president?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh well. So people, let's just do our due diligence. And we got what? This is in 2024 is not really that far away.
It's not. I mean, we're halfway through the year now.
Yeah, then they go start doing the caucus in October, November.
Give or take, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do another show on it. We'll do another show on it.
So let's just just take some time out and read some literature, read a book, look at the news, go to their different places. You can always pull up their platforms on your phone.
Let me say this real quick, and I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen, I don't put those books out there for my health. Mm-hmm. I'm not bragging about how much I read because there's nothing to brag about. Mm-hmm. So what? I read a lot. Big deal.
Of course, that's a good thing.
But I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't think my wife would have married me if I didn't read it all.
Oh, yeah.
So, because she don't want no dumbass man.
Different perspective of life, yeah.
Exactly. She don't want no dumbass man, just like I don't want no dumbass woman. Mm-hmm. But anyway, my point is this, y'all. I don't put those books out there for my health, okay? I put those books out there for people to be informed so they can have a different perspective on thinking and all that good stuff. And if they can read a book, they might have a different way of seeing it than I see it.
Right.
And that's what I want you to do.
Just think.
Yeah, just think.
60 years ago, Brother X.
Malcolm X.
And here we are.
He said that.
60 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still prevalent today.
You know, he would have been 98 if he would have been alive.
Wow.
98 years old.
I always say, I think I've mentioned this on the show before too. Would he be proud of what we're doing,
No.
where we are?
Mm-mm.
Would just like they brought the thing about when DeSantis said that, well, the NAACP put out this thing that it's not, pretty, for lack of a better word, safe for black people to go to Florida. And then Ron DeSantis and the other cuckoo bird saying, no, that's not true. And I was so proud that Martin Luther King's daughter spoke up and said, yeah, he'll be disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed.
He'll be disappointed.
Very disappointed.
So,
I agree. Because I know Malcolm would be, man, because Malcolm was really radical. He'd be like, why'd you stop? Because like I said, you asked me that question before, and I said the first thing that Dr. King would look at us and say, why'd you stop? Malcolm too. Malcolm would be like, what y'all doing? You stopped. Why? You should have kept going.
Yeah.
We got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
So, that's just my view. Anyway, y'all, this has been a really, really, really good show. And like I said, we could talk about this from here until next week.
Absolutely. Till next year when they start electing.
Exactly.
Or voting.
Here into next year. But, we're not going to waste any more of your time. So, we appreciate y'all coming out.
Absolutely.
And listening. And if you listen to the rebroadcast of it, man, check it out. Please listen to the whole thing, man. Because there's some serious jewels being dropped.
And you got to check out those current events.
Oh, man.
We're not pulling those out the sky.
No, we're not.
This is actuality.
These are real, y'all.
This ain't fake news.
No, this is not fake news. This is the real deal, Holyfield. For sure.
I know you be like, what you just say? Yeah.
No, I know, because I'm surprised at myself when I look at this stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, this is an actual story? And I got to look at the source.
And it's like, why? I mean, white people, y'all know black people live here, right?
Exactly.
Y'all know they don't mix races and everything.
Oh, man, yeah.
And when you mix race, those are black people too, right?
Exactly.
So why we still call each other nigga?
I've always
Why
said
do you
this.
think calling us that is going to hurt us?
I've always said this, and I want to say to my brothers and sisters out there.
Now you put it on the baby.
Exactly. I want to say to my brothers and sisters out there, if you don't want white people to call you niggas, stop calling yourselves niggas. That will cut that out real quick. I promise you that. Okay? Plain and simple. But anyway, that's all of the show by itself.
I think we spoke on that before.
We have. We spoke on it before.
I just brought that up because it's like...
You're right. I mean, it's...
Every story we've done, every current event we've done...
Somebody calling somebody out their name.
A nigga.
Exactly. Somebody calling somebody out their name. Nigga ain't a name my mama gave me. My mother don't even call me nigga.
And I used to say it was the older generation. It's just not the older generation.
No, it's not.
And then they ask questions. Well, where did they get it from? Where do you think?
Come on, where do you think they got it from?
So if nigga was back in the 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s, 20s.
Yeah.
And here we are in 2023.
Come on, that's been around.
And you don't know where they're getting it? Because they don't know about the word nigga.
Nope. Exactly.
So, okay.
Anyway, y'all.
But that was my take on what I did
I
today.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Anyway, as usual, good show, baby.
Absolutely.
Subscribe, hit the like button, do all that stuff.
Tell a friend.
And we were going to go on Jay's site, 6zeros.net. I'm going to contact Jay because we had some technical issues with it, so we didn't get a chance to broadcast on that. But I can just take the link to the show and put it inside the thing so they can watch it.
Okay.
But I talked to Jay about that to let him know we didn't get a chance to go live today. And we'll get that taken care of. So anyway, like it, share it, spread it out, spread the word out.
Absolutely.
And, so anyway, I got to get off here so I can grab my wife's butt a little bit.
We're going to get shut down. We going to get shut down because they going to say we are. They going to feel like I'm getting violated over here.
I ain't violated. Hell, shit.
Nah, it's all right.
Yeah, so.
It's all good.
There you go. There you go. We're married, so hell. It ain't like you just some random person.
Help me. Please. Nah. All right, darling.
All right, y'all. We're ready to get up out of here.
Yes,
So we
sir.
got a game to watch. You know.
Well, next week we're gonna do it Monday for Juneteenth, or we're gonna do it Sunday.
Let's talk about that. I want to do it right on the day of.
Okay, that'll be Monday.
Okay, cool. We'll do it then.
Is that next week?
Week after next.
No, we got the next year. Yeah,
All right.
I might be too tired that Sunday anyway, because I'm going to see Jill Scott.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to see Jill Scott. I can't.
Hold on,
I
y'all.
haven't seen her in a while. I'm so excited.
Keep it going, babe. I gotta go.
Okay, I don't know where he went. He just got up and left the show, but he wanted me to keep it going. But yeah, I'm going to see Jill Scott. I haven't seen Jill Scott in a while. If you don't know, I'm a big neo soul lover. I love everything that she's done, every movie she's done. Everything Jill Scott is mine. So me and my girls from the GNS group is gonna go. Hey girls, I can't wait. It's exciting. I'm so excited. She's going to be in Dallas on the 17th, and she's going to be at the Music Hall in South Dino. So first we're going to go out to eat, have girls' day, then we're going to clean up the night. We're going to see Jill Scott. So hope it's a good show, but she always put on a good show. Janet was just here Friday. If anybody went to the Janet Jackson show, I hope you have a good time. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to prolong the show. Yeah, he's back now, so I guess we're gonna shut the show out now. I just talked about Jill and Janet, so anything you want to add? Well, the game is on. I'm looking at the game. We got the TV on. I couldn't tell what the score is.
Yeah. I think Denver's ahead.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
I think Denver might go ahead and take this to the house in 4.
I
So
agree with you. But, let me just say this real quick. My wife is going to see Jill Scott, which means I'm going to be left at home alone, unsupervised.
are you looking for some company? Don't nobody come over here.
I
I got cameras.
didn't say that. I just say she's going to leave me at home alone, unsupervised.
I mean, then next weekend after that, you're going to go see, what's his name? Do the Bird. Ah! What's his name?
Morris Day.
Morris Day.
When?
Yeah, the next weekend.
When is
Oh,
Morris?
that was for a big surprise. Oops. I got your tickets to go see Morris Day. And that's the next weekend after Jill Scott. So you ain't gonna be, you gonna be okay.
Anyway.
You gonna be okay.
Anyway. I guess I'll be walking around here in my drawers playing video games.
What else is new? Same old. I mean, yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, I to be honest with you, I really hope my wife has fun. I know she will. She's
I
gonna
did
be.
too. 'Cause we haven't been in a while. Like I said, she hasn't been in concert, because of COVID, I'm sure.
Right.
But I'm excited. Every time she come to town, I'm there.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am there. So hope we have a good time, me and the GNS ladies.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cool concert. I think so. Anyway.
Sure. Well, I'm Reggie O.
Anyway, she ain't Reggie O. I am. I'm Reggie O.
And I am Mimi the Lady.
We out.
Bye.